All right, I believe we are live once again. Looks like we had a little bit of a problem, so I had to fix that, but I think we are back now. Could not tell that the live stream went out, but I believe we are back once again. So that's good. So just making sure that the live stream is working real quick. Sorry that we lost connection there. It happens though. Sometimes we can't help it. Let's bring this back. I believe we're here, making sure everyone can hear me, making sure I can hear myself. I think we're good once again. So anyways, new severe thunderstorm warning issued for portions of Mississippi. This includes Adams County, Franklin County, and Jefferson County, and then even southern portions of Washington County and Mississippi. So that would be Claiborne County, not Washington County. And so this is for a tornado possible and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's what we're looking at here. So sorry that the live stream went out. Make sure if you haven't, make sure to like and share this live stream since it's a new one. Don't know what went on with that. That was weird. Anyways, looking from the reflectivity, you can see two different cells now. You have the one up to the north that looks like it might be falling apart. Very hard to tell based on the radar beam getting cut in half. And then we have one south of Natchez with a big hell core over the St. Catherine Creek National Wildlife Refuge. And that will be moving off to the northeast over Highway 61 and then over Highway 84 near Roxy and Bude here before the next little bit. So, severe thunderstorm warning now in southwestern Mississippi. This includes Natchez, Fayette, or Roxy, and then it goes as far north as Erasmus, and this also includes Alcorn State University over in Adams County. Sorry, that's not Adams County. Over in Jefferson County. If you have any questions, please make sure to send them in the chat. Make sure you like and share the live stream if you want to. If not, it's fine. This is a new live stream, so that'll be the best way for us to get the word out there regarding these storms. Looking up for northern Mississippi, a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for 60-mile-an-hour winds. This includes Corinth, Burnsville, and the northern Iuka. This is along the Highway 72 corridor. So two severe thunderstorm warnings across the state of Mississippi. The first one I think is primarily in Mississippi, or not Mississippi, primarily in Tennessee, if I'm going to be honest. Most of that lightning and heavy rain is up towards Thelmer and then north of the Tennessee Highway 57 corridor. So overall, the portions of Mississippi in this severe thunderstorm warning towards Walnut, Corinth, and Burnsville looks like you're actually south of the worst part of that severe thunderstorm. But looking farther south, you have these cells over near Natchez to the north and to the south of Natchez. That looks like they pose the biggest risk. That storm that we were talking about earlier that's been producing rotation for about the last 90 minutes is starting to come back again. And then the cell to the south of that is also starting to produce some weak rotation. So going to give these cells a little bit longer to mature. I think these will be the cells that we need to watch in terms of tornado development today. Because if I'm going to be honest, the storms in North Mississippi do not look all that impressive currently. I mean, maybe we get an area that can produce some rotation. But overall, these cells north of Highway 278 do not look all that impressive. Sure, plenty of lightning and plenty of heavy rain. But overall, I mean, not producing anything like was expected today. Lots of overconvection. And I think that's primarily due to the really high temperatures we got up today already. I mean, there's still sun outside right now. And so one of the issues is that northern Mississippi already showed plenty of precipitation. So what I think is happening is that you're having over convection in northern Mississippi, so that's taking away all the ingredients a little bit too fast. But then in southern Mississippi, the question was going to be, will storms form? And really, I've been looking at it, and the uptrend in temperatures looks like, yes, storms are forming. So now, what are these storms going to do? Because they really look like they want to rotate. And it looks like our severe storms might be these that are forming in Louisiana and moving into Mississippi. I want to look a little bit farther south now. We have some people that watch from Louisiana north of the Mississippi River, some cells over near Clinton, Louisiana that are getting that kidney bean shape, but these are very weak storms, very young storms. So we'll have to continue to see what happens with those as they move off to the northeast. Next, we have another cell basically that just moved through Hattiesburg. This is a pretty nice looking cell, but overall still a young cell there. Probably will fall apart due to the lack of proper ingredients, but we'll have to wait and see. That storm seems to be strengthening as it moves off to the northeast towards Ovett and towards northern Perry County, and will eventually move into southern Jones County and southern Wayne County here in the next little bit. So, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Luckily, no tornado warnings right now. So remember, if you have any questions, feel free to send them in the chat. I'll try to answer them as quick as I can. What are they doing outside? Oh, they're feeding the ducks right outside the window. Yeah, anyways, it's spring break for me here, so that's why I'm down south in Jasper County right now. And this is not your normal full setup I normally have. I usually have a monitor in front of me, a monitor right here, and then another TV for web or for sky cams. We are pulling up sky cams still, but not as many as we usually do, just because of how difficult it is. So, still a makeshift setup here over spring break, but overall, I love the fact that we get the spring break and it's like, you get a severe weather day, you get a severe weather day, you get a severe weather day. But overall, I guess it gives me something to do. Really, the plan for spring break was to get the storm chasing truck put together, because I mean, I have 40 pounds of, or 40 feet of massive wire over there I need to go put in my truck so that we can finish up the storm chasing rig. But overall, I mean, we're pretty good for now across Mississippi. Just this severe thunderstorm warning we're watching for now as that moves off to the east. Storm Prediction Center looking like they'll put another severe thunderstorm watch into Alabama. Really don't know if that's necessary, but it's looking like they might do that. So possibly a new severe thunderstorm watch coming over in Alabama. So speaking of severe watches, we do have severe thunderstorm watches all the way into southern Mississippi. These areas in pink are your severe thunderstorm watches currently. So that spans all the way from northern Mississippi through central Mississippi into southern Mississippi right now. And it looks like they might extend a severe thunderstorm watch into portions of northern Alabama. I'll go ahead and remove that. Don't need to see that for now. Is it going to hit around Forest or Bay Springs, Mississippi? So I think in about, I'd say, 2 hours is probably when you can begin to think about stuff starting. Um, on a day like this, it's a bunch of scattered thunderstorms that we're expecting towards the I-20 corridor there around Forest. I'm actually set up here right outside of Bay Springs. Very unclear as to who will exactly get hit by these storms. It's kind of a situation where one area could get hit by a storm, maybe have a tornado warning, maybe a severe thunderstorm warning, but then 20 miles down the road, they receive nothing. It's one of those scattered events today. But I'd say your best threats are probably going to be around the next 2 hours. So I'd say your highest threat is going to be in about 2 hours, give or take a little bit of time. But by about 6 to 7 p.m., you should be mostly out of the. You should be mostly in the clear. We'll have to really wait and see there, but overall, scattered thunderstorms, possibly severe, expected today. Sorry, I can't give you a well-defined time on that. I can just kind of point you around when to expect the worst weather, and that'll be probably anywhere from 5 to 6 p.m. It's not like a squall line where we kind of know what'll come through and when. No problem. So overall, what I'm seeing right now is two broad areas of rotation. One of those to the north of Natchez, one to the south of Natchez, but overall nothing to be concerned about right now. One of those will be moving off towards Fayette, Mississippi very soon. The other will be heading towards Meadville, Mississippi over in Franklin County. So a new cell that's north of Jackson, uh, between Yazoo City and Canton, is producing some lightning and some heavier rain, but no warnings on that one. Just if you're in this area near Benton and near Scotland, let's say the communities of Folgate and Berryville, this is moving off to the northeast towards Pickens, probably in about the next 20 to 30 minutes. These small little flight risk days have been really good at giving us something to kind of get the gears going, getting ready for severe weather season. Um, I guess we could talk about Wednesday. I'm kind of waiting till this season's or this storm is over before we start talking about Wednesday's severe weather threat. Because honestly, it looks like Wednesday I'll be here doing the same thing with severe weather coverage. I'm probably more towards the nighttime hours, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Looks like Brookhaven's going to get some rain. I'd agree if these continue off to the east and keep their steam. I would say Brookhaven could potentially definitely see some severe thunderstorms. Exact impacts unknown. We are seeing some rotation with these storms, but overall, there's no reason to um, get extremely worried over there in Brookhaven right now. For the most part, you'd probably just see heavy rain and some lightning over there, maybe some gusty winds. And so here's one thing that's happening is you see all these cells, little small cells that are falling apart now as they get kind of ahead of the primary storms back here towards Natchez. And that's more than likely because there's a disturbance that's moving through the Natchez area right now. And so these storms that latch on to the disturbance in the atmosphere are going to have the best chance at kind of going and producing severe weather because On a day like this, it looks like you're more than likely going to need very warm air and possibly an atmospheric disturbance to really keep a storm going today. So that's more than likely what we're seeing across southern Mississippi right now. So now 3 special weather statements up in northern Mississippi. We'll take a look at these now. Special weather statement north of Oxford for 50-mile-an-hour winds and pea-sized hail. This includes Abbeville, Oxford, northern Lafayette County, Sardis Lake, and this is for anywhere from Mississippi Highway 310 all the way to the Holly Springs National Forest. Because you have a band of storms that's now going to move off to the east. That's going to, let's use this. Oh, it's going to move off to the east and bring with it those impacts of heavy rain and lightning and possibly some gusty winds and some lightning. Next up, we have another one that includes Boonville and Baldwin. Jumpertown involved in this. The communities of Marietta is included in this, but also Guntown as well. This is for a heavy thunderstorm that's kind of across the Highway 45 corridor, but also kind of mostly over woods between Baldwin and Hobo Station. And so this special weather statement expires in 14 minutes and is for 40-mile-an-hour winds and pea-sized hail. Next, we have one more farther south. This includes Houston, Bardamon, and Okolona. This includes also U.S. Highway 15 and U.S. Highway 32, or Mississippi Highway 15 and Mississippi Highway 32, sorry. This moves off to the east. This might become a severe thunderstorm before too long. Seeing some purples on the radar here as this moves off to the east. Probably a hail core there on this system. 40-mile-an-hour winds and marble-sized hail on that storm as it moves on to the east. So we'll continue to watch that one for damaging hail purposes. So anyways, I hope y'all are having a nice afternoon. Don't know how many of y'all are enjoying spring break like I am. Plenty of people probably at work today. Or maybe some people already got off. Who knows? Just a question. I don't know if anyone's paid attention, but I don't know if you noticed. I made the warnings wider now, so it's easier to see like where the severe thunderstorm warnings are now. I made the outlines of those way bigger now to kind of make it easier to see these warnings whenever I'm talking about them. Like when I zoom in, you can see what areas are in the polygons here. Did that for the viewer. Figured it would be nicer to see the warnings a little easier. For anyone that doesn't know who I am, I probably should put the name of whoever's behind the camera, or in front of the camera, I guess I should say, not behind the camera. I'm student meteorologist Ashton Champion. I'm a junior at Mississippi State. Oh, I know some people's been asking who I am, and I guess that's not obvious. Now, Smith County, good question. I'm not far from Smith County right now. For Smith County, I'd say your best threat for some weather is going to be probably in about 2 to 3 hours. Roughly around 5 to 6 p.m. is going to be your greatest chance. Today is a scattered thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm type event for southern Mississippi. You might not see anything, but the area 10 miles down the road might see a severe thunderstorm. That's kind of what we're going with today. So just know severe potential is there, but there's also totally a potential that you don't see really any severe weather at all. So just be aware of that. Greatest threats are probably from about 5 to 6 p.m. No more severe thunderstorm warnings in northern Mississippi, so we get to go back and focus on this severe thunderstorm warning in Mississippi. Looks like we have some cool things happening here. I think we're going to end up with 4 cells now. One of these might be dying out. I think you have a cell here, a cell farther south near Fayette. But now, one thing I want to notice is this looks like one jumbled up cell here that just went through Natchez. But this is splitting. This looks to be a splitting cell. And so what's going to happen here is I think you're going to end up with a cell here that's, you have this one north of Natchez. You have the other one south of Natchez. So you can kind of see these cells are starting to split apart. And so usually what happens in this situation is the northern cell becomes a hailer, becomes a big hail producing cell. And the cell to the south is the one that becomes the dominant tornadic cell. We'll really have to wait and see. It's really going to depend on how the kinematics of the atmosphere are today. But usually you have the right mover is the southern storm, the left mover is the northern storm. And it's usually the southern storm that has the greatest chance of producing rotation, and the northern storm normally has the best chance of hail. So definitely something we want to watch with that. Let's see if we have any storm reports in northern Mississippi right now. Not seeing any at all. The one and only storm report is all the way in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, which is where quarter-size hail was reported. So that's 1 inch hail over there. But overall, not seeing many storm reports today as of right now. If you have any pictures of these storms, feel free to send them in either to my DMs or send them in to the Magnolia State Weather Community. That is something you can join over on Facebook. If you send them in anywhere, please make sure you put it in the chat so that I know to go look at it. Only me working today, so kind of hard to see, or kind of hard to get people put together knowing where damage footage is, or just pictures of some clouds today. So whatever you have would be nice if you could send anything in. That's always nice. It definitely looks like we have splitting cells now on that storm that just went through Natchez. Let's look at the reflect, or let's look at the velocity on these. Overall, nothing coming together just yet. It's going to take a little bit for these storms to now separate themselves and have the chance at producing some rotation. New severe thunderstorm warning. I guess they just updated this severe thunderstorm warning here. Still tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and then nickel-size hail on this severe thunderstorm warning that includes Fayette, Mississippi, Natchez, Mississippi, Roxy, Mississippi. And this one will continue to move off to the east. Will more than likely include Hazelhurst and Brookhaven eventually if these cells survive the environment they're in. Did they just feed those ducks watermelon? I think they did. That's the most southern thing I've probably ever seen. Beautiful day outside. If I wasn't doing weather coverage, I'd probably be outside right now doing something. But you get spring break and it's just weather, 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 weather. So no break for me. But welcome to spring. Today would have been a good day to go chasing. Not gonna lie, probably would have got some good pictures. Would have made the live stream a little more interesting, but storm chasing setup's not ready just yet. I guess I can show y'all what I got for that. Give me one sec. So here is the 40 feet of cable I needed. Very heavy. Gotta love it. Can see my face through it. Very heavy, lots of cable. But this is going to be what's connecting my battery to the power inverter that's going to allow us to get the power that we need. Put together the equipment for the storm chasing stuff. But yeah, you could take out a windshield with that. Let's see what this storm over near Hattiesburg is doing. I feel like it's doing some weird things. Maybe a splitter over here as well. Looks like these storms are struggling over here. But overall, still some lightning. So thunderstorms over there in northern Perry County and now entering southern Jones County. I continue to want to look at these storms that are now in Louisiana that are about to move into Mississippi. Small little supercells forming here between Clinton and Kentwood. Got some more, like three of them south of Greensburg, between Greensburg and Livingston. These will eventually cross Interstate 55 and will cross into Mississippi here before too long, but I don't know how strong these cells will be once they're able to get into Mississippi. If you haven't, make sure to like and share the live stream. It's the easiest way for us to grow. If you want to support some college students, that'd be great. Just trying to get this business growing. Hopefully get some sponsorships soon. Sorry, I'm not really talking about a whole lot. Not really a lot going on with that severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Natchez. Kind of waiting to see if those cells can develop into anything meaningful. But overall, I mean, heavy rain over there near Natchez. Let me look at some things real quick. Let me bring that back up. Sorry, I was trying to make something go up. I have to check something. Hello, Mike. How's your afternoon going? Nice to see you on the live stream. see if they've released, let's see if they've issued the new severe thunderstorm watch. Not that I think they needed to, but see if they've done that yet. They have not. Still, the severe thunderstorm watch, including all of northern Mississippi, portions of central and southern Mississippi included in that. Overall, like I said, I think our best chances of seeing like a tornado is definitely going to be in southern Mississippi, probably with some of these storms that are over near Natchez right now. But really, we're going to have to wait and see if these storms can separate and get in their own environment and all. But overall, not looking amazing from the velocity scans as of right now. But definitely, these storms are just going to need some time to separate because right now we have just one blob basically that's now between Natchez and Meadville, Mississippi. It's also include Fayette on that as well. Fayette. However you want to pronounce it. Overall, slow day. Not going to go off air for right now. I might take a break later, but overall, I don't see any reason to take a break as of right now. I still feel like we see multiple cells in here. Like I think this is a cell here, another cell right here, probably another cell right here, and another cell here. Um, four different cells in there in one congealed blob. And that's really what's hindering all these cells from really getting any stronger. Sure, we have a severe thunderstorm warning on it. I mean, they can probably drop the possible tornado on that right now. 60-mile-an-hour winds probably somewhere in there, but more than likely, heavy rain along the Highway 84 corridor, along the Highway 61 corridor, and lightning is going to be your primary threat right now. Heck, I mean, you'd think the drought would, you think this would help our drought conditions, and I hope it does, but sometimes whenever you get all that water sitting on the red clay that we have, it's just, it evaporates the next day, and so it takes a lot of rain to get out of our drought. But luckily, I mean, looking out at the pond, looks like we're finally filling our ponds back up, which is really good. Um, Ponds were definitely getting low this year. These storms down north of Baton Rouge look to be getting stronger. At least from one radar, it's looking like there might be a little hail in there, but looks like it's not allowed to drop for now. Um, we have some storms between Greensburg and Livingston, Louisiana. Um, Possibly a stronger storm up a little farther north towards Chipola. But overall, still these storms in Louisiana have not strengthened enough to really be cause of concern. Just some lightning and heavy rain with those storms that are between Baton Rouge and Franklinton, then also between Clinton and Magnolia. But anyways, everyone tuning in, I hope y'all are having a good afternoon. I'm sorry there's not a whole lot to talk about right now, but we're here to cover the weather page. Need to cover the weather, need to know what people need to know, or people need to know what they need to know across the Magnolia state. Right now, still two special weather statements in northern Mississippi. We'll take a look at those real quick. One of those still includes Vardaman, Houston, and Okolona. This includes U.S. Highway 15 and Mississippi Highway 15 and Mississippi Highway 32. That expires in 10 minutes, and that was for 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and marble size hail. We look up a little farther towards Oxford. A stronger storm moving through. This one expires in 10 minutes and was for 50-mile-an-hour winds and what is that? Marble size? No, pea size hail as well. So that'll be moving through Abbeville and Oxford here very soon. Honestly, this looks like one of the few storms that could possibly produce a severe thunderstorm warning. For the most part, I mean, it's pretty gross up in northern Mississippi, but overall, I mean, North Mississippi not getting nearly the weather that was expected. I mean, it was talking about severe hail being a big possibility, some damaging winds, but overall, really, northern Mississippi's been spared for the most part. I'm more worried about southern Mississippi's risk personally. I've been eyeing that one down, but it's only a slight risk at the end of the day. South Mississippi and a marginal risk. I thought that could possibly be a slight risk, but I mean, either way, a little bit of hairy weather moving through Mississippi today, but overall not anything that you should cancel all your major plans for. So yeah, it looks like they just issued a new severe thunderstorm watch. Let's see what that's about. I'm not seeing anything just yet. It looks like they cut off portions of that severe thunderstorm watch, so that's probably why. Looks like they cut off portions of Louisiana, so that's why that updated. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, let's take off the severe thunderstorm watch. I've been talking about drought. I'm actually curious. Let's look at the drought monitors for now and see where this rain lines up. Southwestern Mississippi got rain the other night, so that's good regarding them. I don't know if I have the drought monitor on here. Let's see, hydrologic outlooks. Yeah, I don't have the drought monitor on here. I thought I did. Yep, I don't. So, anyways, I know Southwest Mississippi was definitely one of those seeing a major drought. So, definitely still good for them that they're getting more and more rain here. Let's just adjust this downward a tiny bit because this seems to be where I'm sitting. Lots of lightning with these storms down in South Mississippi. I thought there was going to be plenty of energy for these storms. So definitely seeing lots of lightning and heavy rain down there. Northern Mississippi, not really seeing the conditions that were expected today. Sure, lots of heavy rain. And actually, as I said a few minutes ago, I don't know if anyone here clipped that. I said that this storm over Sardis Lake and Abbeville looked like it was about ready for a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like that has happened. Tornado possible on this storm, 60-mile-an-hour winds, but also nickel-size hail. So let's take a look and see what they're looking at here. Tornado possible, and here's why. Definitely an area of rotation just off to the west of Abbeville. And this one looks pretty potent, if I do say. Let's see what this rotation's been doing over the last few minutes. Yeah, that formed up pretty quickly from what it's looking like. Very quick area of rotation here. This would be moving off actually to the northeast if they had to produce a tornado warning with it. And so this area of rotation basically over, let's see, it's between Abbeville and Riverside right now. It would be moving up towards Riverside, towards Bethlehem, and towards Cornersville in Lafayette County. Let's see if I can play this forward here. Let's see what we're seeing here as this moves off to the east. New severe thunderstorm warning. There it is. Just popped up. This will be over Riverside in 6 minutes. Cornerstone 18 minutes. Old Myrtle 33 minutes. Myrtle 33 minutes. New Albany 46 minutes. And so that's what we're looking at in terms of timing for that. So if you know anybody there in Lafayette County or moving to the west towards, let's see, what counties are these? I'm still not perfect with my Mississippi counties. Towards Union County, Pontotoc County, and Marshall counties, if you know anybody in these areas, tell them severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado possible on these storms there in northern Mississippi. This is moving off towards New Albany from Abbeville. So this is off to the east of Mississippi Highway 7. Overall, velocity doesn't look great on storm relative, but overall actual velocity looking fairly decent in here. So curious to see what happens here. Plenty of lightning associated with the storm as it heads off to the east. Gonna let this play through for a few minutes. Gonna see if we get some new scans here in the next few minutes, seeing what this rotation looks like. They put a tornado possible tag on it, but now all of a sudden, yeah, like this velocity does not look great. It was there for a second, but now it's gone. That's kind of what I was expecting. It didn't look great in the first place. I think it might have just been playing tricks on the radar, really. So, still possible there. We'll continue to monitor that situation between Oxford and New Albany, see if that storm can get some rotation going. But overall, I mean, not looking amazing from that storm there. But we'll have to wait and see. Looks like we might get a new severe thunderstorm warning for this hail core that is between Kingston and Flat Rock. That's a pretty big hail core. So if we I'm going to plan this one out here because that's a big hail core there. Lots of lightning moving through southern Adams County, southeastern Adams County, and this is going to move off into Franklin County across Highway 33 near Flat Rock, and will eventually move off to the northeast towards Meadville. So if you know anyone there, let's plan that out for them. Let's see what timing we're thinking on this, because this will be over Flat Rock in 8 minutes, White Apple 10 minutes, Suffolk in 23 minutes, Meadville in 31 minutes, Bude 36 minutes, Monroe 39 minutes. So that's what we're looking at for that storm. It'll be over Meadville in about 30 minutes. That's what we're looking at there with that hail core. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we're seeing, I mean, that looks very impressive on radar. I mean, you could have some large hail in a hail core that looks like that. Overall, this severe thunderstorm is not for hail. The severe thunderstorm warning is actually not to severe standards in terms of hail. This is only nickel-sized hail. You need hail a quarter of an inch, not a quarter of an inch, but a quarter width. That is severe. So I don't know. We'll see what they do with this hail core down there between Meadville and Doloroso. Doloroso? No clue how to pronounce that. Going back to the storm up near Oxford, they said tornado possible on this one. That was what the warning was for. But looking at velocity, the velocity's gone. It was there for maybe a frame or two. But overall, that one's now gone. So if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. This includes the Holly Springs National Forest, includes uh, Mississippi Highway 30 between Oxford and New Albany, and then this will eventually move off east towards New Albany and towards the Crew. We might end up with 2 cells by the end of this. It would definitely be interesting to see what happens there. That might end up what happens. We might end up with 2 big supercells here, or maybe you get one up near Fayette that starts going off to the northeast, and then you get this southern one that moves directly east. I'm just very curious to see what's happening here. I'm starting to see 2 cells come together here. We had 4 earlier, and it looks like 2 of those have combined in each one. So now we're starting to see 2 separate cells now with these storms. That's really what's been keeping these storms from really having any chance of producing any meaningful severe weather, I should say. Plenty of small little cells, maybe producing a little bit of lightning across portions of central Mississippi. But overall, those are not storms that are really causing many problems. Sure, you might get a strike of lightning. Sure, you might end up under a downburst, but overall, not really a big problem. Where is this severe storm set to go? For now, I think the storm to the south that's producing some hail that's about to go towards Meadville, if it survives, that storm would end up towards Brookhaven, and then eventually towards like Monticello and Prentice. But really, I think it's so far out that, I mean, you're still roughly 2 hours away until that storm would even get there, maybe a little bit longer. So I think we need to wait and see at that one. I mean, these storms were over Harrisonburg roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours ago. So these are moving extremely slow. How bad is it supposed to get in Smithdale near Brookhaven? Oh, I remember where Smithdale is. There it is. So right now off to your west, you have a pretty big storm that is just off to the west of Meadville. Let's see how far away this is from Smithdale. Smithdale's about right there. Roughly 26 miles away is where we're looking. And this will be moving directly that direction. And so I'd say off to your west, you have actually a storm that looks like it's producing some hail at this point. It says tornado possible on that cell, but I don't really think that's happening anymore. I will say you might be placed under a severe thunderstorm warning here soon, because it looks like the general direction of this storm is kind of to the east-southeast over there towards Smithdale. But overall, I still think you're so far away with how slow these storms are moving. Really, this storm could fall apart by the time it gets to you. Maybe it'll stay strong, but just know you have a fairly strong storm off to your west right now. Gonna go back and look at that severe thunderstorm warning up in North Mississippi just real quick. Nice little hook shape there. I'll give credit. Definitely looks like this storm is in a potent environment. But overall, I mean, the rotation not looking amazing with this one. Still, maybe it's recycling. Maybe it's going to try to produce something here very soon. But overall, nothing on the debris radar, obviously. And then looking at storm relative, not really seeing anything too meaningful there on that one. So if you're in the Holly Springs National Forest, if you're towards New Albany or a crew, and between Oxford and New Albany, or between Oxford and a crew, know that you have a severe thunderstorm warning with nickel-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible. Looks like they've just updated the severe thunderstorm warning. They did. They cut off the back end of it. That includes Natchez. So now that's going to be allowed to continue going. This severe thunderstorm expires in 9 minutes. I would honestly expect them to continue the warning for this storm to the south. It all looks like one big storm, but it looks like we're actually going to get splitting here. So it looks like we now have the storm to the south, and we now have the storm to the north. The storm to the north towards Fayette. Normally, you're going to look at that and think that that's the storm for hail, but it looks like the storm to the south is the one that's doing that. So we'll have to wait and see. These look like two storms that have split. So definitely something to see there. Overall, with rotation, very broad rotation, so nothing to really worry about as of right now. But I'm more of looking at this hail core that is about to move over White Apple and Flat Rock on Mississippi Highway 13. And as that moves off to the east, this will go towards Meadville, Bude, the Homachita National Forest, and will eventually cross over US 84 and potentially US Highway 98. If it continues off to the east, this will either end up towards Brookhaven or Macomb, probably between one or the other. It's kind of hard to tell where exactly the storm's going to go for now. Sorry about that. Are any of the local weather stations live streaming right now? Any of the major weather streamers? Just curious. The Great Mississippi Tea Company. Oh, there it is. Wow, I called it. I called it. There it is. Severe thunderstorm warning for that hail core that I was just mentioning, heading straight for Meadville. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds, so they didn't even label it for the hail. I definitely believe that there's some decent sized hail in there, probably up to an inch in diameter. But 60-mile-an-hour winds, that expires in 53 minutes. This includes Meadville, Bude, the Homachita National Forest, US Highway 98, and US Highway 84, and that's moving off to the east. Let's see how fast this is moving now. This is now moving off to the east at 25, so storm's moving insanely slow right now. But I think there's still hail potential with this storm. We might get some hail reports before too long, but new severe thunderstorm warning moving off to the east at 25 miles an hour. That includes Meadville. So basically all of Franklin County in a severe thunderstorm warning now. I think that's like 2 severe thunderstorm warnings I've called so far. I'll take it. Going to go back to the storm up near Oxford. Overall, rotation weak, but I wouldn't be shocked to see 60-mile-an-hour winds going through the Holly Springs National Forest or going up Mississippi Highway 30 towards New Albany. It looks like the cell to the north that's going over Fayette that's dropping lots of rain right now might fall apart soon. I know several people that do work with the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. Decent storm chasing group. I know they do their stuff with Matt for actual meteorology. But actually, they only have one meteorology student on their group, and I know him. And I think he's a freshman in meteorology. I'm not sure. I think they're actually storm chasing today. I'm not sure. I'd have to actually text and find out. So yeah, area of rotation now starting to tighten up just the tiniest amount near Meadville. Very curious to see if this is the storm to watch because I mean, this is the right moving cell. So whenever storms split, uh, I know this is backwards, but whenever storms split, usually the southern cell is known as the right mover, the northern cell is left as the left mover. Normally, that left mover is what actually produces hail, but it looks like that's not what's happening right now. And usually, the right mover is the one that has the greatest chance of producing a tornado. So definitely something to watch. But if you're on Mississippi Highway 33 in Whiteapple or Flat Rock, I'm very curious to see what the conditions are there because the radar is showing. I mean, there's probably a good, decent sized hail there in the middle of Franklin County. This is going to be western Franklin County. So, anyways, how's y'all's afternoons going? 3 severe thunderstorm warnings across the state. The northern severe weather risk has kind of played through. Honestly, it looked like there for a minute we were going to have a fairly strong wind and hail event, but really, in terms of what could have been, this North Mississippi event has not really been um, all that it could have been. The rotation looks weak on this storm. Maybe the storm off to the south is the one to watch, near the community of Taylor, south of Oxford, but overall, this doesn't look good at all either in terms of producing any tornadoes or anything. But this is good. We like to not see severe weather. I mean, sort of. If I'm storm chasing, of course, I can't say that I don't want to see a spinning cloud every now and then. But overall, definitely good that we're seeing these storms struggling. Is it going to get bad? Can you let me know where you're asking from? Because I can give you I can let you know based on the location. They dropped the tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning up near Oxford, New Albany, and a crew. Just now looking at the potential for 60-mile-an-hour winds as that moves off to the east. This has heavy rain and lots of lightning with it as it moves off to the east. This will cross over Interstate 22 near New Albany fairly soon. New special weather statement that includes Marietta, Belmont, Mississippi Highway 76 down here towards Fairview and Eastman. But overall, special weather statement for the next 32 minutes for 40-mile-an-hour winds. Smithdale. So we were just okay. I was just talking about someone in Smithdale. So right now in Smithdale, you're right outside of the severe weather. You're right outside of the severe thunderstorm warning. So I'd take it as if you were in the severe thunderstorm warning. Off to your west by about, what is this, 20 miles? Off to the west by about 20 miles. You have a storm that I think is probably producing some decent sized hail, but also 60-mile-an-hour winds that is moving off to the east that could potentially get to your location probably in about 45 minutes to an hour. It's kind of hard to know what exactly is going on with this cell, but honestly, this cell is kind of clearing itself out. The rotation on the storm has been strengthening, and honestly, that looks fairly decent. I think this cell is something to watch. This cell's really gotten its act together in the last few minutes. Look at that. I mean, that's that kidney bean shape you really look for. What direction is this moving? This might just be because of some new cells to the bottom, but this cell is moving directly east, basically. If they issued a warning, it'd probably be for Meadville, Bude, and Highway 98. I don't know if it'll keep going directly east. This cell all of a sudden looks fairly impressive. It is a right mover, so that would make sense. These are usually the best in terms of producing a tornado. I try not to ever boy who cried wolf. That's not what I do. I think in the weather community, you need to be correct in this stuff. Definitely a kidney bean shape here. I've been saying that I think that there's chances for tornadoes in southwestern Mississippi and portions of southern and central Mississippi, but I mean, definitely some broad rotation there. This is entering Flat Rock. If you know anybody in Flat Rock, I mean, I would almost tell them to be in their safe space at this point. Looking at the correlation coefficient, I can't tell if this is just radar static or not, so I'm not going to sound the alarm and be like, oh, that looks like debris. I'm not like that. But a big hook basically over Garden City and Flat Rock right now. That's in Franklin County. Going to continue to watch this. Storms to the north look like they're dying off. I want to see this from the Jackson radar real quick. What does this look like here? Looks like a jumbled mess from the Jackson radar. Broad rotation as seen from the Jackson radar. It looks like the New Orleans radar is giving us the best look at this one. Lots of lightning. Gonna have to watch this one. Definitely gonna need to watch this one. That area of rotation has strengthened fairly quickly. But I'm gonna wait to see what the National Weather Service says on that one. They don't have a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning, and really it might be one of these situations where for a split second it looks like the storm can produce some rotation, but maybe it won't last for that long. That's generally what you see in some severe weather events like this. We're going to go back to our side-by-side view, actually, to show us not only velocity, but also reflectivity here with this storm. Something to watch here. Lots of lightning with this cell, oh my. If anyone's in Meadville and gets any pictures of this, that'd be amazing. I think we need to put together a few $100s and put one of those sky cams out there in Meadville. I think that'd be a good location. Apparently, because we get tornadoes out there all the time. I mean, the Bude EF3 that hit right outside of Meadville in Bude just over a year ago. That was crazy. I saw a funnel go over Bude one time. They always have some stuff going on over there. We need to raise a few $100s in each of these small areas and get some sky cams out there. That'd be amazing. I understand that. I get that. I have a fear of lightning, not really tornadoes, which I guess whenever you do severe weather stuff and storm chasing, that kind of goes away. But lightning, I can't do lightning. And I think I've told people that. I cannot do lightning. Look at that. Still definitely a decent area of rotation there. Very broad, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with this cell. It honestly looks like the rain showers to the north now are dissipating to the north of this cell. Moving off in North Mississippi, new special weather statement. We'll go off of our double view for now. Special weather statement expires at 5:15. This is for 50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. Let's see. This includes areas north of Carthage, includes Mississippi Highway 25, includes Noxapater, Louisville, Ellison Ridge, and this is just north of Carthage. So, also includes northern Neshoba County. I was going to try to name off some more stuff there. This is northern Leake County, and also southern. Not sure what county that is. Southern Atala County, and then also portions of mostly Winston County as well. Sorry, trying to remember my counties. I got to get better at naming these on the spot. We got a new special weather statement over here. This is to the this is to the west of Grenada, to the northeast of Rouville. This is basically right over Glendora, moving towards the communities of Distal and Masel. So this will be moving off to the east towards Mississippi Highway 35 and eventually towards Interstate 55. This expires in 25 minutes. This is for 40-mile-an-hour winds and marble-sized hail. I would be careful on Smithdale here because while these storms are moving off to the east generally, this storm has been shifting south little by little. So if I'm in Smithdale, I would personally still be ready just in case the storm heads your way. Because if it misses Smithdale, it might be by the smallest margin to the north. I know the severe thunderstorm warning is for just Franklin County, but it probably could have been a little bit farther south. But the issue is that right here, the difference between US 98 and Smithdale is US 98 is under the National Weather Service of Jackson, and to the south, Smithdale is in the National Weather Service of New Orleans. So you would need a different National Weather Service office to issue that, and that's probably why the severe thunderstorm warning doesn't include Smithdale, if I'm going to be honest. Still a fairly nice looking area of rotation from the New Orleans radar. I mean, nothing looking like very, very tight in terms of rotation, but still very broad rotation with this storm. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Surprised they don't have a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning just yet. I would expect that to happen soon. But overall, looking from the Jackson radar, still not seeing much from the Jackson radar in terms of rotation. So it might just be the angle we have there on that radar. But still, large amounts of hail, more than likely, that just went through Flat Rock and Whiteapple. As this moves off to the east, this will be going through Suffolk and Bunkley here before too long, before moving off to the east towards Meadville, Bude, and Highway 98. I'd say you can stay put for now if you're in Smithdale. I wouldn't get up and move just yet. I think you're fine for now. I would stay where you are. Storms all day have been struggling to really produce meaningful rotation. To be fair, these are supercells. Every supercell rotates, and the definition of a supercell, a rotating thunderstorm. But yep, they upgraded the hail. That was expected. It is now half-dollar size hail. So hail 1.25 inches in diameter. That's half-dollar size hail. I've been saying that I think that there's some major hail in this system, and I can now confirm that. So now officially severe hail on this system, reported, not reported, but issued by the storm, not the Storm Prediction Center. I'm getting my words all mixed up. Reported by the National Weather Service, that hail is now moving towards Meadville and Bude. If you're in Meadville or Bude, just know sky's probably going to get pretty dark pretty fast, and you're going to have some hail and some lightning up in this storm. So right now, this is over the communities of, let's see, this is now just west of Franklin and Flat Rock. This is moving towards Suffolk and Bunkley very soon. There's the update right underneath me. That tells you everything you need to know with this severe thunderstorm warning we're looking at. That's from that radar. I want to look at the Baton Rouge radar again, just real quick. And look at that. I mean, Baton Rouge radar really showing some sharp contrast in velocities here. Jackson radar is just simply not showing. I know this one's far away. I want to look at this radar. This radar is showing some rotation as well. Jackson's the only radar site that might not be getting a good angle on this one. Hard to tell. Let's look at the, oh, what is going on there? Now starting to get some discrepancies in here, so definitely something to watch. I mean, we've had broad rotation with the cell for about the last 15 minutes now, so I'm still going to continue to watch this. That thing still looks like a pretty defined supercell. For those in Smithdale, what type of housing are y'all in? If it's a mobile home, the situation on which I just need to know the severity of like any situation where there would be a tornado. I'm just looking because it does appear that this cell is strengthening. And I mean, if I was in a storm chaser's perspective, I mean, because I can tell you from my experiences with storm chasing what I see going on right now, because I have a pretty um, good understanding when it comes to chasing. So also another story. Whenever I was growing up, I grew up in a double wide trailer my whole life, 18 years. Grew up in a double wide trailer. Absolutely scared of tornadoes in a double wide, and are understandably so. Um, so that okay, thank you. That tells me your situation there. I'll give you more information on that one. But from a storm chaser's perspective, what I'm seeing on the radar here is a strengthening supercell that's kind of getting its act together now because you're really seeing that hook shape here. Um, they now put the tornado possible tag back on the cell to the north. I'll get back on that one. I'm going to continue to watch this cell here. Okay, there it is. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag. I was talking about how this cell was moving to the east southeast. Now there you go. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag, half-dollar size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. This now includes northern Amite County. So that now includes Crosby, Rosetta, the Homochitto National Forest. It includes Smithdale, includes Mount Olive, includes Hustler. And so I'll continue to watch this. I agree with the tornado possible tag on this one. Because from a storm chasing perspective, if I'm going to be honest, I would be right up on top of this because this looks like it's a rotating storm. Really looks like it's trying to get its act together there. and I really want to see what the temperatures are around the area, but this cell looks like it's by itself now. We're not seeing any other cells near it right now. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I need to look up north just real quick. I know my primary area is South Mississippi, but gotta look to this up north real quick. Tornado possible tag on one of these cells. This is the new severe thunderstorm warning. Quarter size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, tornado possible on that. This is along Highway 6 between Oxford and Pontotoc. So yeah, you can definitely see area of rotation there. Not as strong as the area of rotation we have down in South Mississippi, but overall still something to watch here. Could definitely still spin up a tornado. I mean, it's just that time of year where you never know. And if there's one thing I've learned in Mississippi, you can never count out any of these areas of rotation to quickly spin up a tornado. So yes, this area between Oxford and Pontotoc now looks like an area, I mean, a very serious area in terms of looking into the possibilities of a tornado forming. We also have that same possibility down south, uh, including this storm that's now between Natchez and Brookhaven, and now between Natchez and Macomb as well. We're now getting into that portion of the day that I think stuff's starting to go down a little bit. Sure, it's only 2 cells, but these 2 cells now have the chance. So, yeah, hold on to your hats. Definitely something to say for now. Let's just continue to watch this and monitor this for the next several minutes. I'm going to have to keep going back and forth between these cells because, like, these are not tornado warned. And really, I think you could tornado warn at this point the cell to the south. I think that one's about ready to do something. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's hope I'm wrong. But that's what I'm seeing there. New flash flood warning discussion. Flash flooding possible across northern Mississippi. Not too worried about that right now. More worried about the imminent threats of tornadoes. And so, 2 tornado possible tags on some severe thunderstorms. And so, people might ask, what is a severe thunderstorm tag? Well, severe thunderstorm that looks like it might have the potential to produce a tornado. Basically, it's kind of the step before a tornado warning. And in some aspects, they do that whenever they're just like, this might produce a tornado, this might not. Very interesting thing in terms of research. I have some colleagues, I say colleagues, some students around me that are doing research with that. But very tight rotation there. I want to look at the correlation coefficient. Ooh, hold on. Interesting. I don't want to say that that's a debris ball. I don't want to say that, but it kind of looks like it is. I hope I'm wrong. Just the way that forms just tells me it is. Curious to see what happens here. This would be up near Highway 6. I don't know if it lines up perfectly with the velocity. It kind of does between Cornish and Dogtown. I need to play this through. I mean, maybe it just doesn't line up. So hopefully it's not. I would really hope that that's not debris being lofted. I'm very curious to see what happens on the next scan of that. I'll come right back to that. We're also seeing some rotation now to the west of Grenada. Looking at reflectivity here, this is now getting a kidney bean shape. Honestly, might get another tornado possible tag on another severe thunderstorm warning. So, yeah, it looks like these cells are getting their acts together now. I was saying the tornado threat's there. I mean, look at that. Ooh. I just genuinely worries me here because I try it. Like, I never want to be like, hey, there's a possible tornado. Hey, this is possible tornado over and over and over again. But genuinely, any of these areas of rotation looks like they're about ready to produce something at any second. So that's why I would, if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning near Meadville or even the one for northern Amite County, I would be ready to get in your safe spot. Personally, I mean, if you're in Mount Olive, if you're in Homachita, if you're near Zion Hill, or if you're in southern Franklin County, I would be in your safe spot personally. I think, I mean, it's one of those situations where on a day like this, you're gonna have a tornado before you get the warning. That's what it looks like to me, because it doesn't look like the National Weather Service is going to issue a tornado warning until basically something's already on the ground. So I'd be prepared for that. Looking at the correlation coefficient, looks like that might have went away. Hopefully that wasn't a tornado. It doesn't look like it lined up perfectly, so that's good. It just looks like it was a little cell that went up in there, probably a little bit of hail. Didn't really line up perfectly there with velocity, but still, I mean, if you're in Tocopola, I would be in your safe spot personally as well. If you're in the community of Dogtown, be in your safe spot. If you're along the Mississippi Highway 334 corridor, I'd be in a safe spot here. Because I know you're not in a tornado warning, but this really is a situation where the National Weather Service is not going to issue a tornado warning till one's already on the ground. And I try not to take any credibility away from the National Weather Service, but I mean, it's I gotta bite my tongue on this one. Just I would personally be in your safe space if you're along Highway 334 in northern Mississippi, heading towards Pontotoc, between Oxford and Pontotoc. The other cell to the south I've been watching as well. This is a very interesting area of rotation as well. I want to see if we can get an angle on it from the Jackson radar. Franklin County, they took away the tornado possible tag. So if you're in northern Amite County, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. But personally, if you're in Mount Olive, if you're in O'Neill, what is this? Oxford Meadville Road. If you're on Oxford Meadville Road, I'd already be in your safe space. What is this? Rollinson Road. If you're on Rollinson Road, I'd be in your safe space between Mount Olive and Zion Hill. Not because there's currently a tornado on the ground. I would just genuinely be careful here because, I mean, like I said, at any moment, one of these could just spawn a quick tornado. And it's kind of different because these are like almost individual supercells at this point. So it's not like a squall line where maybe it's a weak spin up. This could spin up something fairly quickly. I like to incorporate stories into my stuff. An example of this would literally be, what is it, March 15 months ago in Bude, Mississippi. This is about where this tornado is almost. Not tornado, about where the storm is right now. Let's see, where was it? It was right here. Tornado crossed the road right here on 98. I was right next to it. It wasn't a tornado at the time. Yeah, it was right here, actually. Yeah, no, crossed the road here was a funnel, and then about a half mile farther in, it produced EF3 damage and destroyed Zion Baptist Church. And so I've seen it firsthand how quickly these supercells can develop a large tornado, a deadly tornado, extremely quickly. So that's why I want everyone to be in a safe, not a safe space here, but just be careful. Luckily, it looks like this supercell might be struggling a little bit. I don't really want to say that. Overall, just a very serious situation here in both of these cases. No reports of a tornado on the ground. We're not seeing anything in terms of debris, so that's good. That's what we like to hear. We don't want to see debris being lofted. Simply just rotating thunderstorms for now. It'd be nice if we could get some visuals on these. Let's see if I can get anything, honestly. But really, it's a little difficult now that we are watching two different cells. This one over Tocopola, I'd definitely be in a safe space as well. So I've been talking about those two areas. If you're in northern Amite County, be in a safe space. If you're along the highway 230 or the highway 334 corridor between Oxford and Pontotoc, I would also be in a safe space here. I just hope everyone's staying safe here. Don't want anybody to get hurt. That's the last thing we need. Looks like the hell core of this storm is forming, and so what might be happening here, which would be good, is it looks like the storm might be moving off of the boundary or the disturbance. And so if this storm moves too far north or falls behind, the storm might be losing its energy that's been helping it stay lifted. So I'm going to have to continue to see this, but it looks like the hell core on this storm has basically fallen apart, which is usually a good sign. But sometimes when these storms are weakening, they can do some crazy things. So definitely got to keep a lookout on that. New special weather statement that includes Grenada and Grenada counties. Grenada Lakes also included in this. This expires in 49 minutes. And this is for 50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. I've always ended up in Liberty somehow during like all my storm chases. Which also, most of my Mississippi storm chases, I usually set up in southwestern Mississippi. I think I normally set up in either Macomb or Brookhaven usually, and then follow 84 and 98 down. Usually that's the easiest thing to do. But overall, still, rotation over the Homochitto National Forest. If you're in O'Neill, I would still stay in a safe space. If you're in Oxford, stay in a safe space. Maybe even Busy Corner as well. And let's include Zion Hill in that as well. And I know this is taking a minute. These are moving very slow at 25 miles an hour. But there's lots of lightning and heavy rain with these storms as well. That will hinder visibility. I guess lightning wouldn't hinder visibility, but heavy rains would for sure. It's been good. We haven't had a single tornado warning yet. Usually a good thing. But this is usually what starts bothering me, is whenever we're seeing a kind of kink in a line right here like we have over Tocopola. This usually tells me that our rotation is actually tightening up a little bit. Luckily, I don't think we've seen any debris lofted at all. There it is, tornado warning. As soon as I said it, tornado warning now in northern Mississippi for Tocopola. I said that's what we don't like to see, and I think that's what the National Weather Service saw. Yeah, I usually can see things on radar that usually just scream tight rotation sometimes. And look at this. That is a well-defined supercell now moving towards Pontotoc. The dogs are sounding the alarm too. This includes Lafayette, Lee, and Pontotoc counties. And I actually think this might go for a while. This is a cell by itself. This might go for a hot second. I mean, you have a tight area of rotation there. Not the most impressive with storm relative. But then we look at the high-res velocity, and I mean, you have a tight couplet right there. Looking at that. Let me see if I can see any camera angles on this. Let's see what I can find. I might not be able to show some of these, but I'm looking from a camera near Pontotoc. Not able to see anything. Can't show y'all that. I mean, this is looking straight into the storm in Pontotoc. So, I mean, really the camera I'm looking at here, I know I can't show it on stream right now, but, I mean, this camera is going to really show anything. This is credits from the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. I'll just give this. If you go to hascams.com and go look at that, here's a camera in Pontotoc that will look directly into that. And so if you're in Pontotoc County, that's going to be the camera to watch. That is courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. So first tornado warning of the day, and that's up there in northern Mississippi. We still have this area of rotation also in South Mississippi. This can't go unrecognized. So still moving through the Homochitto National Forest, moving towards O'Neill. This is basically moving over Oxford Meadville Road right now, heading towards O'Neill and Zion Hill. I'll focus on the storm to the north for now, due to this actually being a tornado-warned storm. Let's see what we see on correlation coefficient. Ooh. Looks like maybe some large, yeah, definitely some large hail on this. If we look from the correlation coefficient, see how the correlation coefficient kind of loses its mind here. This is not the location of a tornado. This is simply where large hail would be that's disrupting the radar. And so definitely some large hail up towards Thaxton and across Highway 278 right now in northern Mississippi, but still a obvious area of rotation between Toccopola and Springville. This is on Mississippi Highway 334, and that's moving towards Pontotoc right now. So speaking on the cell to the south, question on that one is the rotation down south weakening? I would say yes, it looks like it's weakening. It looks like it might be falling apart a little bit, which is fairly good, and that's what we want to see. But it could also just be the position of the radar, so trying to see on that. Overall, yeah, it looks like the area of rotation is weakening. So that's good. So that's going to shift our focus now to the northern rotation now. I'll keep checking on that southern Mississippi rotation because I think that's still important to watch. But here in Pontotoc, or here near Pontotoc, this is what we're watching right now. I mean, this camera right here is looking directly into this storm. I mean, if there's going to be anything seen, this is going to basically move directly into this camera that I'm looking at. I have it on standby just in case we need to switch to it. I understand why they tornado warned it. Now we'll see if this cell can do anything with that rotation. So like I said, if you're in Springville, if you're in Algoma, if you're in southern Pontotoc, or even if you're in Pontotoc, I would be in your safe space here. See how long till that gets there. That'll be in Pontotoc. This says 20 minutes. I'd give it 15 minutes, especially if you're in the eastern side of Pontotoc, or western side, I should say. Give it 10 minutes. This will be over Springville. This says 8 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and get in your safe space there in Springville. New flood warning includes Tupelo, Boonville, New Albany, and portions of northeastern Mississippi. We'll look at that later. More worried about this imminent tornado threat in northern Mississippi. Keep looking at this one down here. Area of rotation, luckily in northern Amite County and southern Franklin County, looks to have fallen apart. So that's good. Still plenty of lightning there. Probably some hail falling, but overall, your imminent threat of a tornado has gone away. I wouldn't say you were scared over nothing because, I mean, that cell definitely had some rotation going with it, and I would say we're more blessed that never touched down to the ground. So I would say definitely feel blessed that rotation has kind of fallen apart. So that's very good. It definitely looked like that cell had a chance of producing a tornado there for several minutes, actually. I mean that rotation down there looked better than this rotation at some points, and this one's tornado warned. I'm keeping my eye on this camera that I can't show on live stream for now. I'm watching this camera in Pontotoc. Some lightning striking, but overall not seeing anything screaming tornado right now. I'm going to include Meadville on one of those locations that we need to put a sky cam at. Get a few people from Meadville together and let's get a sky cam there. Overall, area of rotation is not looking like the tightest area of rotation in the world, but if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be right there over Highway 334 between Tocopola and Springville. So this would be near, I'd say this area of rotation is mainly near Big Hill Road right now. If the community of Smithdale could get together the funds to put a sky cam there, I would be more than happy. I would be more than happy to help get a sky cam there put together under the Magnolia State weather banner. That would be great. Um, yeah, I mean, put one in Meadville, put one in Macomb, split the middle, put it in Smithdale. There you go. We need a very good Skycam network. That'd be great. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being safe for these. Like if I don't know if you're from here, but if one thing about Mississippi is like um a tornado didn't touch down, that's great. But whenever our tornadoes do touch down, they usually can strengthen extremely fast. So I take as many precautions as you need to. I think that's perfectly fine, especially as we're going into severe weather season. This is not going to be the first time you're going to need to take shelter from a potential tornado. Not zooming out, trying to see where we're at. Overall, looking at the reflectivity, still a very nice and defined supercell here with that hook that we always talk about. Definitely see it right there. Definitely a hook shape as that's moving off towards Algoma and Pontotoc now. Tight area of rotation, basically over Springville right now. This is going to cross over Highway 338 soon. This is basically over Highway 334. This will be moving off to the east towards North Junction, towards Pontotoc, and even towards Algoma. Still a tornado possible tag for that storm in Amite County. Did they continue that or did they cut it off? Oh, they cut it off. Okay. Go look at that. National Weather Service continuing that tornado possible tag on that storm. Still looks like that cell is weakening, but overall still has some rotation with it. So, I mean, you never know with some of these cells. Overall, it looks like it's weakening, but you always want to be safe rather than sorry. So I would wait until that storm completely passes over your area over there. I mean, still very weak rotation. Looks like it's weakening, but let's be safe rather than sorry here. National Weather Service still has that tornado possible tag there. I'm sorry that I'm jumping around a lot on the radar. It's just we have two different areas kind of going crazy right now. Still broad area of rotation here. Still only a radar indicated tornado warning. That includes Pontotoc, Algoma, and Mississippi Highway 15 south of Pontotoc. Oh, hold on. New tornado warning. Oh, that's because they cut it off. I was like, I didn't know what we had here. It's because they cut off the back end of this tornado warning. That's why they updated it. Still watching the sky cam here on my other monitor regarding this cell over here in Pontotoc. I wish I could show it. I honestly need to talk to them and see how much they want for me to use the cameras. But overall, not seeing anything from the sky cam located in Pontotoc right now. Go back south now real quick to that area of rotation that's kind of broadening out a good bit. Looks like it died there. It might still be trying to hold on for dear life. But that's basically going to be crossing over Highway 567 right now in northern Amite County. But overall, looks like this cell might be struggling a good bit now. Looks like lots of showers in front of it, kind of starving that cell now for inflow. Definitely something to watch. Let's go to our double view here. Let's do new severe thunderstorm warning. Includes Grenada, Montgomery, and Webster County. We'll look at that here in a second. It does not have a tornado possible tag with it. Here it is near Grenada. It doesn't have a tornado possible tag with it right now, but definitely rotating over there. Broad area of rotation entering Grenada. National Weather Service did not put a tornado possible tag with this, so this is simply for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds as this storm enters Grenada and will cross Interstate 55 soon. It'll be very interesting to see if the National Weather Service puts one of those tornado possible tags on it before too long. Columbia checking in. I'm hearing the thunder closing in and it's giving me anxiety. Yeah, I got you. Let me look at that real quick. We're very busy with several areas of rotation across the state right now, but I think I can check that real quick. Oh, wow. Very good view at some lightning there. Let's see, Columbia. Let me get a good radar view here. Sorry. Whoops. So, looking at Columbia, in Columbia, I mean, you're fine for now. Just some rain moving through, maybe some thunder from the storms about 40 to 50 miles away. But overall, you still have a little bit there in Columbia until these storms would get there, if they can make it that far. But still, broad area of rotation on the cell entering Pontotoc, not looking nearly as impressive as it was earlier, but still nonetheless, if you're in Pontotoc or area south of Pontotoc and in this tornado warning, I would be in your safe space just in case. Next, still want to keep an eye on these cells farther south that are in these severe thunderstorm warning. We now have one severe thunderstorm warning. They just dropped the one in southern Franklin County. Right now, still only a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Amite County. This is for a tornado possible, 1 inch size hail, and 60-mile-an-hour winds. I'm curious to see what happens here and if the National Weather Service thinks that maybe this cell can get its act back together. We'd really have to wait and see. They now replaced it with a special weather statement over Franklin and Lincoln counties, and that's for 50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-size hail. And that'll be crossing over Interstate 55 probably in the next hour. Sorry, just watching this camera here, if all of a sudden I see like a funnel dropping down, I will move the camera over, but I'm trying to avoid using these cameras if I can, just to avoid some trouble. Double check something real quick. Trying to make sure we are fine when it comes to yep, that's fine. Trying to make sure everything was working still on the live stream. This camera is basically right over where this camera is literally right where this rotation would be. It says new severe thunderstorm warning for Calhoun County. Yep, that is true. Severe thunderstorm warning for Pontotoc County, tornado possible. Here's the new severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-an-hour winds. That expires in 43 minutes. That is for, let's see, that is for southern Calhoun County. So we got a lot of stuff going on right now. Lots of stuff going on across the Magnolia State now, so sorry we've been a little busy with that. They got busy pretty fast, so whoever told me to hold on to my hat, yeah, pretty right on that one. Looks like this Pontotoc storm's starting to get contaminated now, so looks like this storm might start struggling here very soon. Maybe a nudger will help that, but they just put out a new tornado possible tag on that severe thunderstorm in Amite County. That expires in 41 minutes. No, they just cut off the back end of it. I think they'll probably take away this severe thunderstorm warning possibly before too long. Still a broad area of rotation on that one down in Amite County, but overall, I mean, I don't know if it's even worth a warning at this point. I'm looking at the sky cam right now on this Pontotoc storm, and I can just tell you I'm not seeing anything that's screaming tornado right now. That's very good. So Smithdale good. I'd say, let's look. Give me a second. If you're in Smithdale, I would say for the most part, you're probably fine. But then again, this storm is about to be right on top of you. So even with a storm with just a little bit of rotation, sometimes it gets a little hairy. So, I mean, I don't think this thing's going to produce anything, at least looking how it looks right now. I mean, you might be able to go outside and get some pretty good pictures if you wanted to. But I mean, this is directly to your west in Smithdale, and you're so in Smithdale, you're probably going through heavy rain right now. It's probably about to clear up for just a second, maybe with some light rain. But overall, I mean, you might be able to look outside, maybe see like a very, very, very slow, broad rotation. But overall, if you're in Smithdale, I really wouldn't be um, too worried right now. This Pontotoc storm looks like it's falling apart now. Maybe it can spin up something here really quickly with a nudger. Um, there's a lot of research regarding nudger theory. I'll get into that at some other point. But looks like the odds of producing a tornado might be going down right now over there. The thunder and lightning picked up in Smithdale. Yeah, I mean, this is basically going to go right over you. Um, in general, yes. I mean, yes, it is a rotation that's going to be going over you. Um, Probably a good chance of seeing a decent supercell. I'm not going to say like I don't see a reason to think that it's imminent danger at this point anymore with this cell. It doesn't look very impressive. So I mean, I mean, if you want to go outside and look at it, I mean, go be my guest. Um, but this is about to move basically right over you there in Mount Olive and Smithdale. They've cut off the back end of this tornado warning there in Pontotoc County once again. I don't think they'll extend this in the Tupelo or Verona, but overall, I think the tornado threat there in Tupelo might be ending. Not Tupelo, there in Pontotoc County might be gone here soon. I can actually get us some cameras on some of these now. Some of these storms. Let's see if I can just get us some views of some storms here. Verona would be a good view here if I can get something looking off to the east. Let's look at this. Ooh, here we go. This is looking due west, basically into this storm. Let's hope that the camera didn't go out. That would be great. Okay. Our first sky cam in a while. Take a look at that one real quick. Lightning, heavy rain. Overall, I mean, this would be looking directly into that tornado warned storm. Um, Rotation looking fairly broad, but that's moving basically straight towards Verona, straight towards where this traffic cam is. Here's what it looks like in Grenada right now. Still seeing broad area of rotation basically over Grenada right now. Kind of in a weird situation with the radar where it'd be very hard to see how tight this velocity couplet is right now, but this is basically straight over Grenada, moving off the east southeast. Sail looks pretty decent, so definitely going to have something to watch on that one. No tornado possible tag on that one from the National Weather Service. And then next up, our final severe thunderstorm warning for now is a little farther south. That's going to be basically in southern or in northern Amite County right now. Looking from a velocity standpoint, this is going right over Mount Olive right now. We'll be going over Smithdale very soon. This is on Mississippi Highway 570. There in northern Amite County. You have a special weather statement just off to the north of that for, what is that? 50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. We have a official damage report now, made at 4:15. So this was an hour ago, 2 miles north of Garden City, Mississippi. This is on Highway 33, south of Roxy, between Gloucester and Roxy, basically, in Franklin County. Source from the emergency management. Tree down on Liberty Road, and so that's some wind damage that storm was producing earlier. That's now over Amite and Franklin counties, and now moving into portions of High County. At least if we get done with this live stream here in the next little bit, at least it's still sunny out for a little bit. But overall, yeah, I don't think there's any reason to keep this tornado warning now on this storm over Pontotoc. Sure, we're looking at it on the Skycam, but really, I don't think there's much to look at right now. I think the severe thunderstorm warning can be let go probably over there for northern Amite County. And then once that gets released, then we're down to really one severe thunderstorm across the Magnolia State. This cell is now basically over Mount Olive and Smithdale right now. I'd say the primary danger area, quote unquote. But I mean, I don't think it poses much of a risk anymore. The Pontotoc storm's basically gone. So that actually shifts my attention now to this Grenada storm. This Grenada storm actually has some decent rotation with it. And so this is heading over toward High Plant and towards Kincaid, basically along Mississippi Highway 8 to the east southeast. Meanwhile, it's sunny outside here in Jasper County. Gotta bring back the live stream now. There we go. So yeah, that shifts my perspective there. I'll take away this traffic cam for now so I can look around. See if we have a camera near Grenada or not. I'm assuming not. Yeah, we don't have a single cam near Grenada. That damage report out there in um, Franklin County is actually the only damage report across Mississippi we have right now. That's good. Yeah, that rotation is basically right over you in Smithdale now. So if you're outside and looking up, you might be able to see the sky rotating a little bit. Actually, probably would look pretty cool. I've seen a tornado. I've seen the entire progress of a tornado developing in Columbia, Mississippi at one point. That was very interesting to say the least. Next up, new severe thunderstorm warning now. This includes Tupelo, Verona, Shannon, Nettleton, Fulton, Mentachie. Includes lots of areas here. So I'm going to read out the warning. This is for a tornado possible. Quarter size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. This expires in 44 minutes. Now, looking at this, let's take a look. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's fix that. So this includes northeastern Chickasaw County, eastern Pontotoc County, southwestern Itawamba County, Lee County, and northwestern Monroe County. So that's what this is for. Tornado warning just dropped. We saw that. We're back down to 0 tornado warnings right now. That's fair enough. Not wanting to go outside and get struck by lightning is actually a very that's valid. Like I get that one. I get that one. But yeah, big severe thunderstorm warning there for Tupelo and surrounding regions. Also, another severe thunderstorm warning here in Grenada. Now, this one has rotation with it. Definitely something to watch for now. Luckily, it doesn't seem like we've had a single tornado today. So that's very good, and we want to keep it that way. Overall, I think we might lose this severe thunderstorm warning down here in Amite County here very soon. So we might go down to only really 2 severe thunderstorm warned storms here before too long. And so I'm going to shift the focus now to northern Mississippi. I think the cells in South Mississippi have weakened now to a point where I'm not worried about it at all. The cells over Tupelo, I'm not worried about for a tornado at all anymore. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail is the threats with that one. So if you're in Verona, Tupelo, Highway 45, no, it's going to get a little rough there. But overall, your tornado threat is gone for now. Well, I just learned most of my Mississippi counties. Still struggling to name them easily on a map, but I can do all 82 if you give me a word bank pretty easily. So, southeastern Mississippi, I have easily, but then southwestern Mississippi, I kind of got now. But then when we get into northern Mississippi, is really where I struggle. Here, I'm going to pull up a camera just real quick. I'm going to pull up a traffic cam. Let's get something over near Tupelo, just so I can go take a very quick vocal break. This will take only a few minutes. I won't be gone for long. Okay, I'm going to leave this here, making sure this works. I'll probably give it I'll say it's like a 5-minute break probably. Let me make sure everything's good. Let's see. I want to make sure everything's good before making sure everything's working good. I think we are good. Is that still rotating? Hold on. I need to check this real quick. Sorry, trying to make sure this is working. Okay, it is working. Oh, whoops, sorry. Get to see my studio now. When is the severe level ending for South Mississippi? Looking at the storms right now, honestly, we're getting to a point where maybe we get another severe thunderstorm in South Mississippi, maybe we don't. Um, Looks like a lot of these storms might have been taking away the energy there in southwestern Mississippi and southern Mississippi, but it's going to be something we need to wait and see. But honestly, the odds of seeing a severe thunderstorm now throughout the rest of the night are lowering pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll be right back. I need to go do something real quick. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. Back. The new flood warning. See, that's down south, isn't it? New flood warning for Baldwin. So this is a new flash flood warning. This includes Baldwin, Guntown, and Bethany in northeastern Lee County and southwestern Prentiss County. Flash flood has been observed. So we actually need to read into this one real quick. At 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, local law enforcement reported storms producing heavy rain in Water Street, Cemetery Street, and 4th Street in Baldwin are now impassable due to flooding. Between 2 to 3 inches have fallen, and 3 to 4 more inches are expected in the next hour. What that had? That's where we're sitting at there. Let's see. It looks like it's about to get rough in Vicksburg. I would agree. You're not going to have any severe weather probably. I mean, maybe you get some severe weather for some hail, but overall, I mean, probably some heavy rain, small hail, and lightning possible on that storm entering Vicksburg. Because remember, not just any hail is severe. Technically, hail has to be up to an inch in diameter to be severe, but definitely looks like some hail in there that could be impacting Vicksburg soon. Possibly a special weather statement going to get issued on that one. You said it was hailing over there in Smithville. Any idea how large the hail was? Any estimates on that one? This storm's now basically over Auburn. They're gonna let this severe thunderstorm warning expire here fairly soon. Still a strong storm nonetheless. About to move between Brookhaven and Combe. All right, small hail. That makes sense. Let me get the live stream pulled back up here on my phone. Okay, let's do this. There it is. Sorry, couldn't find out. I was struggling to get the live stream back up, and I don't know why. So currently, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings with this. Um, I'd say yes. In Smithville, you're basically done. I mean, you might get another strong rain shower, but this cell just came through and probably took out any um, instability that it could. So I'd say in Smithville, you're done for the rest of the day in terms of severe weather. Now we now have another cell down here now near Ponchatoula. We always enjoy hearing my pronunciations of the Louisiana counties, or not counties, parishes. Um, but overall, 40-mile-an-hour winds and marble size hail there down in Tangipahoa Parish, Livingston Parish, and Livingston. So new severe thunderstorm warnings up here. I think they're just updating them. The Grenada storm has now moved out. This is now over Highway 8 now, over Kincaid, Gore Springs, and Susie. Some hail on that one. This one says 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. And so that's where we're looking at there with that. That's what we're looking at there with that storm over in Grenada County. And that is going to eventually move over towards Walthall and Eupora And so that includes, let's see what counties are involved. Grenada, Webster, and Montgomery counties, and then it also includes Calhoun County as well. Carroll County, I think. Yeah, I was just mentioning Carroll County. I'll get back to you on that one, Jaden. Let me look at the Carroll County. Um, in Carroll County, we're sitting with just some rain, really. In southern Carroll County, is probably going to see some impacts from the storm that's moving in from the south near Shula. But overall, maybe some small hail with that one, some heavy rain, maybe the occasional strike of lightning. But Carroll County, for the most part, I think that you're mostly done for the day. I would say you're mostly done for the day. Still got some rain showers on and off and some storms off to your west. So um, maybe don't think that you're not going to see rain or thunder for the rest of the day. But overall, for Carroll County, I think your severe weather threats basically come and gone there for the most part. Um, this storm, by the time it gets to Lawrence County, um, I'm not going to say it's going to be only rain. I think at most, maybe you're still looking at some small hail. Um, it'll be curious to see if the storm will make it. Um, overall, still some rotation with this storm, so still telling me that this storm is strong enough to still produce a weak mesocyclone. And so it's not over by any means, but honestly, I mean, the primary storm here might go south of Monticello. So, um, in terms of Lawrence County, really depending on where you are in the county, I think southern Lawrence County will still see impacts from the storm. But I mean, how far away is that still? I mean, you're 30 miles away and this thing's moving at 25. So still a long ways to go. These storms are moving insanely slow. We never usually see that here in Mississippi. New special weather statement for northern Pike County, 50-mile-an-hour winds and any size hail. New severe thunderstorm warning into Mike County. They added a tornado possible tag. Oh no, no, never mind, never mind. I'm so confused for a second. No, check that off. That's just them cutting off the severe thunderstorm warning, and now it's gone. Actually, I think they meant to delete that, and they accidentally updated it. So yeah, now that's gone. That's off my radar now. Looks like they got rid of that. You're near Monticello, so not near there, not in South Lawrence. Near Monticello, I mean, depending on what this new portion of this cell does, I mean, you might get some heavy rain and some lightning, but overall, I mean, your threat for some hail there still looks fairly low. That looks like that'll stay in southern Lawrence County. So I'd say in about the next hour, expect maybe some heavy rain and some lightning. But overall, I mean, for now, you're fine. That's all you should expect. Surprised they still have this severe thunderstorm warning up there for Tupelo. Maybe there's some gusty winds in this complex here. I wouldn't doubt that. But overall, the chances of this producing a tornado looks fairly slim. Still says severe thunderstorm warning in Mike County. There it is. They did issue a new one. Um, not a new severe thunderstorm warning from Mike County. They issued a new severe thunderstorm for um, southern Lincoln County and southern Lawrence County for half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. I still think this cell's slightly dying. Looks like the health course came back a little bit. But I mean, this is going to stay south. I don't see this moving north. But it looks like this is becoming a hailer once again. It doesn't really look like it's strengthening all that much. But overall, still doing good enough to produce some hail. This is probably directly over, not seeing any communities right now, basically over Summit Drive. Um, moving off to the east towards Norfield and Blueberry Hill and towards Wilkinson. So there it is. This will impact southern Lincoln County and southern Lawrence County here in the next hour. Forgot that I have to drive all the way up to North Mississippi for a wedding. That'll be fun. All the way up in northern Mississippi too. Way up there. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted right now. Have been live for a while at this point. In case you ever thought it, yes, doing weather coverage does get boring at times. Um, this storm looks like it's kind of going through a transitional phase. A lightning line, lightning ball in the middle. Let's find out. Curious. They issued a new severe thunderstorm warning as well for a tornado possible. They still believe a tornado is possible in northern Pike County and northern Wathall County. I mean, if this cell is on the, I'll go back to your question here in a second, Jaden. If this cell is still holding on to that boundary, this could be an issue into southern Mississippi for the rest of the evening. Definitely going to continue to watch this. I mean, rotation's coming back. Honestly, interesting to see here because this storm's now by itself once again. This would stay south, way south of Highway 84 for now, but definitely seeing some hail again. Honestly, seeing a really nice shape here. Now that I'm looking at it, this thing's kind of getting its act together once again. So for those that are in Smithdale, I mean, looks like the cell's getting its act together once again. Very weird what's going on there. Soon we'll get a balloon launch in about an hour and a half. We'll get a balloon launch for the atmosphere, see what's going on around here. Yeah, $half size hail happening with this storm back in South Mississippi. So this thing is strengthened once again. And looks like it might have the chance of producing a tornado again. Or, well, not a tornado again, but looks like it has the chance once again. So when we get that balloon launch, that'll really give us information regarding the atmosphere. So that'll be interesting to see. But this storm we might be watching into southern Mississippi for a while at this point. We got to continue to look up towards North Mississippi. There are lots of flooding issues in northern Mississippi. The severe thunderstorm warning over Tupelo and surrounding regions towards Verona, Nettleton, and even all the way towards Amory. currently looks like this will be allowed to expire soon. Maybe there's some hail in there. Let's go through these questions I just got asked. Sontag and Greenville. I'll do the Greenville one first. Greenville, you have a storm moving through soon. If I can get a good radar view on it. Sorry about that. For the people in Greenwood, not Greenville or Greenwood? Greenville, sorry. Another storm moving through Lake Village right now that could potentially impact you there in Greenville. Just some heavy rain and lightning. Really, I don't think this poses much of a severe weather risk at all. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe you get some large hail and some gusty winds there in Greenville. But really, it's going to depend on if this storm makes it there or not. Next question is about. Oops. Next question is about Sontag. Give me 1 second. Having to answer back some business stuff. Oh, tornado warning. There it is. New tornado warning now. Tornado warning for South Mississippi. This is in southern Lawrence County. Sontag is. You gotta remember that. I'm trying to remember where exactly it is in Lawrence County. We'll look at that tornado warning here in just a second. New tornado warning for Pike and Walthall counties. Let's take a look at that real quick on velocity. Not seeing much from the Jackson radar. Yeah, for Lawrence County, it's still staying south. Okay, my radar's glitching out. Give me 2 seconds, sorry. Don't know what's going on with the radar here. Can y'all hear me? Do I still have connection? Did I lose connection? There we go. Yeah, so definitely tightening rotation there. This is to the north of Summit. This is about to move through Johnston Station. I'll get back on that Sontag here in just a second due to this new tornado warning. Between Monticello and Brookhaven. Oh, okay, Central. I swear I looked this up the other day. I can never find it. Oh, this is always. Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, yeah, Sontag. There was a tornado there not too long ago. For Sontag, you're just going to go through some rain for now there in northern Lawrence County. I think the severe threat's off to your south. But yeah, tornado warning. This is a well-defined supercell. Like, look at that. That is a well-defined supercell. This is the best cell we've seen all day easily in terms of shape. Just that's a very well-rounded supercell now, and it's by itself. So definitely need to watch this. So if you're in northern Pike County, northern Walthall County, be in your safe space. This looks to be a very a supercell in a very vital volatile atmosphere. Rotation doesn't look all that strong, but the cell does, so that's definitely something we need to watch. Sorry, I'm having to respond to someone really quickly. So sorry about that. I'm here. Sorry, I had to respond to somebody real quick. Very tricky situation in something. Okay. Here, I got that open. So here we go. Too close for comfort. Where are you located so I know if you're fine over there? But yeah, I actually think they'll issue a tornado warning um, for southern Lincoln County and maybe even southern Lawrence County, because I mean this is a well-defined supercell. That I mean that supercell, I it's dangerous, but I don't know how to say it nice, like how to say it the correct way. But in terms of supercells on a radar, that is a beautiful supercell. That is textbook, almost as textbook as it gets. But luckily, really looking at the rotation, I mean, it's very broad. We're not seeing a very tight couplet right now between Columbia and Hattiesburg. Yeah, we'll have to continue to watch this one. If you're out there between Columbia and Hattiesburg, we will need to continue to watch this one for the next little bit. This cell, how long have we been following this cell? This cell was in, I mean, let's see, this cell was in Natchez like 4 hours ago, is what it feels like. We've been watching this cell since it was kind of two cells all the way near Harrisonburg, Louisiana. So this cell's been going for a while. Models suggest that once the daytime heating goes away here in about an hour, that these will start weakening. But we're really going to have to wait and see. This is the only tornado warning in Mississippi right now, so that's why we're going to stay on this one. Let me see if I can get a traffic cam on this. See if we can get any eyes on this. I know we have some good cameras down towards Macomb. Oh, this will look right into it. Oh, here we go. This is looking right into the storm. If the sky cam didn't go out. Oh, here it is. I'll go full camera here. This is looking directly into that storm we're looking at right now. I'll keep that up here. This is looking directly like north from Macomb. So this is staring directly into this. So we need to watch this because if there's any like blue flashes, that tells us that we're seeing power flashes. So we need to look at this. Overall, I mean, it's too low a quality to be able to tell exactly what's going on. But I mean, you can definitely see very dark skies there just to the north of Macomb, north of Summit. So this is looking directly into that. Um, we've done some wild things with MDOT traffic cams before. This time last year, um, actually it was like 11 months ago or 10, yeah, 11 months ago or so, we intercepted a tornado with an MDOT traffic cam at 4 in the morning. That was one of the wildest things ever. Um, don't think we'll do that in this case, not close enough. But this is looking directly into this. Yeah, when it was over Smithdale, this cell was so much weaker when it was over Smithdale. I promise you that. Um, we just got a new report. 1 inch hail 2 miles south southwest of Northfield. This is in Lincoln County. That is reported by the EMA. So reported, confirmed 1 inch hail on this storm. Um, that is between Boga Chitto and Summit. I'm going to split this here. I need to look at the velocity. Velocity still seeming weak, but center of this would be right over Johnston Station. Uh, at the what is that? That's the Lincoln County Pike County line. Thunder is shaking the windows currently, and no interior rooms. We'll keep an eye on this one for you then. Definitely keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Luckily, in conditions like this, cells can look really good for a split second and then not look good 5 minutes later. It's kind of weird how that works. But we also, in situations like that, sometimes you get a very quick spin up tornado and then it's gone. You get another quick spin up and it's gone. Luckily, that's not what's happening today. Actually shocked they haven't issued a tornado warning for southern Lincoln and southern Lawrence counties. I think that's needed personally. I mean, just with how the storm looks, I don't think it'd be a bad idea, the tornado warning. Well, as soon as I said that, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, no, that's been there. I don't know why that caught me off. Oh, they just cut it down. That's why. Question about Vicksburg. Let me look at that for you real quick. For Vicksburg, you have these storms moving in currently with lightning and rain. Can't count out the chances that you get some heavy rain and lightning later, but overall, for your severe threat, you're basically done. Overall, looks like that hook has become a little less obvious now, which is a pretty good thing. That's what we like to see. What is that new update? I can't see it because this whole traffic cam's taking up half my screen. I need to look at the phone to see what that new warning was for. Severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, Lawrence and Lincoln. It was them updating it that we just talked about. That's what we're watching right now. Still some severe thunderstorm warnings up to the north. Actually, some large hail here about to enter the Amory area. How big are they saying? Oh, they're PDS, severe thunderstorm warning. Um, wow, okay. Golf ball size hail entering the Amory area, entering Hatley, entering not entering Smithville, but this hail core is basically over Central Grove right now, between Central Grove and Pine Grove. This is off to the south of Nettleton. So this is about to enter Amory. This is some massive hail. This is golf ball size hail, 1.75 inches. So golf ball size hail entering entering Amory. Or sorry. Yeah, entering Amory. So golf ball size hail entering Amory. They are saying this is a considerable tornado warning. I don't think they have this labeled as a particularly dangerous situation. But no, golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's some pretty big hail. That'll take out a window if you're not careful. We'll see how long that lasts for. All right, let me go back down to that tornado warning now. Sorry, I got caught up in that. That's some big hail up there in northern Mississippi. Oh, here you go. Let's look at that rotation here in South Mississippi. Overall, I'd say yes. The rotation looks like it is weakening. Kind of hard to see though. It does look like the rotation is weakening. I want to go back to the correlation coefficient, see if we see any debris being lofted. That'll be interesting to see. Currently taking a second for the live stream to update. Not the live stream, but the radar software to update. Yeah, definitely not seeing anything from debris. Area of rotation, I can't say that it's weakening. It doesn't look amazing, but it's definitely not weakening. It doesn't look like. I'll take away the sky cam for now. We'll focus on just the radar for now. Hopefully that helps the radar go a little quicker. Might have to restart the radar application real quick. In Meadville, we had $half size hail reported there in Meadville. How bad do I think the storm from Kalamazoo to Ann Arbor will be tomorrow night? I haven't really looked at it nationally. This is more of a Mississippi / Louisiana Southeastern Weather Channel. So actually, I haven't looked at tomorrow's thread at all. I'm sorry I can't answer that one. If I had to point you towards um, someone that I would trust on it, I don't know. I'd go with probably Michigan Storm Chasers if I had to be honest, or a local meteorologist. Um, sorry, I can't really answer that. I haven't looked at tomorrow's system at all because it's not going to impact us here in Mississippi. That was a question from YouTube. Overall, still some large hail on this cell that's entering Amory right now. I mean, that is some large hail. So if this is entering into the city of Amory, definitely going to be something to watch here. Seeing if we get reports or any camera shots of that. I'm going to try to see if I can get a camera angle on that fairly soon. Let's keep looking at this rotation here. Overall, rotation actually looks fairly tight now. This is between Johnston Station and Wilkinson down there in southern Lincoln County and northern Pike County. So right there on that county line, basically between Summit and Bogachita. Let me see if I can get a camera on this hail over here. Ooh, it's a storm chaser. There's a storm chaser basically in this hail core right now. Who is this? The storm chaser basically in the middle of the hail core in Amory. About to see if he loses a window or not. Yeah, no rotation over Amory right now, but definitely some large hail there on the radar. He just lost his camera feed. But wow, just an amazing looking storm here. That's entering Amory, Mississippi. Luckily, looks like maybe the hail threat's going down just a little bit, but still large hail there up north. Looking back south, still some rotation on this cell that's on the Lincoln County, Pike County state line. But overall, um, still weak rotation. I'm going to show this. This is literally the line right here moving into this sky cam with all this heavy rain. You can see it moving in. This camera's about to get pretty shaky pretty fast. Look at that. That is so cool. See the line there between the two. Looks like they turned around the camera there. Just wanted to show that real quick. Very heavy storm moving into Amory right now. Whoops. Okay, let's bring back the radar here. Got several things I'm looking at here. Sorry. Trying to see if we can see any large hail on this. But definitely an area of rotation to look at here. Oh wow, very strong storm here. Looks like they might be trying to protect the camera lens here on this storm in Amory. I don't blame them for that. I mean, it's a wide out there in terms of like you can't see anything. Very strong storm system moving into Amory. Considerable damage threat, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and golf ball size hail. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like here in Amory. I'll bring that up. I mean, it's a washout. Like you can't see a thing. So if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning, if you're in Amory, I mean, park somewhere and just stay there for a little bit. Large hail with this system. Not seeing any hail with this camera right now, but I can only imagine there's some large hail in there right now. See what I can find right now. Not seeing anything currently. All right. So that's where we sit right now. Going back to look at that tornado warning in South Mississippi. If it didn't take the radar 5 years to load for some reason, I don't know what's going on right now. No, there we go. Still a tornado warning on this. Not seeing really anything from the radar right now that's really screaming tornado, but I mean that's still a fairly decent area of rotation right there. Still a radar indicated tornado warning, nothing confirmed. But yeah, that situation up there in Amory, they are socked in. I'm curious to see the hail reports there. I mean, because it looked like they had some fairly a large hail that was about to move in. I want to change this light real quick to make me look a little better. There we go. The lighting's changing outside as we're getting dark, so I had to change that. Yeah, Harrison. Harrison. It's been like this all day. We've been following this one cell for about 4 hours now. Um, it's looked better at times. The velocity looks decent, but honestly, the reflectivity is not doing it any more justice. It looked like a very, very, very textbook supercell earlier, but none of these have been able to really produce anything, which is a good thing. So definitely still watching this one though, for the potential of a tornado. Luckily, not seeing anything on the correlation coefficient, but overall, this storm's still worth a watch. I don't think we're done with this cell just yet, but I do think that this might be one of the last cells into the night across Mississippi, specifically southern Mississippi. I mean, like I said, we still have, I mean, golf ball size hail here entering Amory. They've lowered it now to ping pong ball size hail, so just a little smaller, but overall, a heavy line of showers and storms moving through Amory. This is over Hatley now, basically going along Highway 278. This is going to hit the radar site at the Columbus Air Force Base here very soon. Actually, this is not at the Columbus Air Force Base. This is up in a Wise Gap. Sorry, not at the Columbus Air Force Base. But this includes Amory and Smithville. That'll be moving off here very soon. This will go north of Aberdeen. So if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, specifically if you're in Rocky Springs, Quincy, Wise Gap, Westville, Athens, Mormon Springs, Greenwood Springs, Priestville, Gatman, this is going to continue off towards your area, and it will not weaken that much by time it gets to you. You're still going to have hail. You're going to have gusty winds. So just be ready for that. If you're up there in northern Mississippi, that's going to be for Itawamba and Monroe counties. They issue a new severe thunderstorm warning on the cell down south that we're looking at the tornado warning. They issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for a tornado possible $half size hail on this cell and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Overall, rotation's not looking as robust as it was earlier, but still something to watch. I mean, that thing looks like it had definitely a meaningful rotation in there for a second. Now I'm curious. Looking at the correlation coefficient, seeing nothing. So I'm going to break this down real quick because normally whenever you see something like this on velocity, normally it means that there was like a weak tornado. It's like normally like when you have like this right here, this tight couplet there. I say tight, that's relatively. As that moves off to the north like this into the parent cell right here, moves off to the north, usually that's when you see a spin up tornado. That's normally what it looks like on velocity. And so not seeing any debris being lofted is very good there because that looked almost like a very small tornado there for a second. They cut off parts of the tornado warning, but still northern Walthall County, you're still under a tornado warning there, and half-dollar size hail for southern Lincoln County and southern Lawrence County. Meanwhile, we'll go back up north for now. They're talking about a new severe thunderstorm watch across portions of Alabama, and I probably getting rid of it for northeastern Mississippi as the storms move through. So let's look at this real quick. New mesoscale discussion. I mean, they still think that the possibility of a tornado is there. I mean, that's anywhere from a strong EF1 to a low end EF2, if I'm not mistaken. That might just be EF1. Anyways, a tornado with winds 85 to 115 miles an hour is still what they believe is possible. Winds from 55 to 70 miles an hour, and then large hail still possible up to a golf ball size hail. So that's still what they're thinking. That's primarily across Alabama, but definitely something to look into for now. So thanks to the Storm Prediction Center for that mesoscale discussion. So they still think tornadoes are possible. We'll have to really wait and see. I'm not seeing anything across Mississippi right now screaming tornado right now. But yeah. It's like you want to cover the big hail in North Mississippi, but we also have a tornado warning for several people in southern Mississippi. So once again, looking like the hell core on this system is struggling again. So that's something to watch. Also looking at these cells down in Louisiana, um, looking decent, honestly. Got another cell over Clinton, and then one over the Hammond radar right now. But overall, I mean, these still not up to severe standards yet. Those will move off to the northeast. This one over Clinton will move towards Kentwood and Greensburg in the next hour. Like we might be getting a mesocyclone handoff here. Looks like the storm might be getting a new mesocyclone. That might be what we're seeing on radar now. This new hook. We'll have to wait and see. But could potentially be seeing a mesocyclone handoff, especially as there's new rotation sort of behind where that initial rotation was. So that's something to watch. Be interesting to see if that's what happens. Gotta be careful and make sure we don't lose the radar site here in northeastern Mississippi, because that's totally possible if the radar site loses power. Of course, it'll go down, but if it gets damaged at all as well. They're now reducing this to half-dollar size hail, so the hail size looks to be going down, but also 60-mile-an-hour winds still possible there in the Amory region. That also includes Gatman, Greenwood Springs, Wisecap, and Westville. Another severe thunderstorm warning for the next 17 minutes. Oh, well, I think they just deleted that one, I guess. Yep. Okay, this cell that I was talking about that actually was looking fairly decent. They now just severe thunderstorm warned it. So we'll watch this one too. Like I said, we cover Louisiana parishes north of the Mississippi River. So we'll cover this one. This cell south of Clinton, basically over the Avondale Scout Reservation. This will be moving off to the northeast. This is over Louisiana Highway 67, Louisiana Highway 63, and we'll be crossing over Louisiana Highway 10 here very shortly. Plenty of lightning with it. Severe thunderstorm warned for half-dollar size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and a tornado possible. What in the world? That's not supposed to do that. Those were some colors I've never seen before. Yeah, definitely some rotation forming on this cell down in Louisiana. But also this cell in Mississippi and southern Pike County, or in northern Pike County and southern Lincoln County looks to be struggling for now. Did they just get rid of the severe thunderstorm warning? That might be a glitch. That might come back. But it also looks like maybe they're trying to get rid of these severe thunderstorms. I think they just dropped the severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like this might actually be rapidly deteriorating in a good way. Looks like the hell core has dropped now. Looks like this storm might actually rain itself out here before too long. Maybe not completely, but looks like it might have moved off the boundary. So we might be seeing some sort of boundary. Yeah, they just dropped the tornado warning for New Orleans. Still the severe thunderstorm warning there, but I think they might delete that thing too. Looks like this storm might have moved off a boundary that's sitting here. Very curious to see if there is one there. Look at the METAR stations. Um, Still reading 73 degrees in Magnolia. Oh, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, we'll go with that. Curious. 72 in Brookhaven, 68 in Natchez. Still enough weather to produce some thunderstorms. Just don't know if they'll be severe. Overall, new severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds for southern Lawrence County, southeastern Lincoln County, southwestern Jeff Davis County, and northwestern Marion County. So that's what that's for. Still looks like this cell might be falling apart fairly quickly. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but they did severe thunderstorm warn it. Next up in North Mississippi, once these storms pass, honestly might be near the end of the severe weather threat across northern Mississippi. Maybe a few more cells that are up north of Walthall, north of Eupora, might give some people some troubles up there. But looks like for the most part, maybe that northern threat in Mississippi is about to end. Overall, still definitely some gusty winds going across the Highway 278 corridor, as they're still reporting half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds from the National Weather Service. That's kind of what they're expecting with this severe thunderstorm warning in Monroe and Itawamba counties. Actually, it's only for Monroe County at this point. Sorry about that. So only a few more storms to go. We might be talking about these in South Mississippi for a little bit longer, just because, I mean, I'm thinking the southern threat would last a little longer, and that'll probably last until a little bit after the sun goes down. That's probably when we'll start seeing these storms lose their energy from daytime heating. Okay, they just updated that severe thunderstorm warning I was looking at in Monroe County. They just lowered it to quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So this storm appears to be weakening. So that's very good. But they just upgraded the storm in Louisiana. Storm in Louisiana is now golf ball size hail, a tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Damage level threat is considerable because of golf ball size hail. So a large storm now forming there in Louisiana. This is between Clinton and Hattersville. This is over Louisiana Highway 63. This is also basically just over Old Liberty Road. And so this is for, let's see, northwestern St. Helena Parish and east central East Feliciana Parish. And that'll move off to the east. Probably will eventually move into Mississippi. We'll have to wait and see. These storms have been moving almost directly east today. So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in our area for southern Mississippi, and then also areas north of the river in Louisiana. Anyways, we're finally getting some reports. 4 miles northwest of New Wren, Mississippi. Motorists report having to pull over due to quarter-sized hail falling. Next is from the public, 1-inch hail in New Wren, Mississippi. Then in Amory, 1-inch hail as well, sourced from the fire department. So that's what we're hearing in terms of reports from northern Mississippi. We also have a report between Oxford and Pontotoc. This is for power poles being snapped near Thaxton, Mississippi. Those are the reports we have right now. Planning this out, I'll plan out the southern storm first. Planning out kind of where this hail core is, assuming it moves directly to the east-northeast. This would be over Hatchersville in 5 minutes, Colemantown 12 minutes, Darlington 15 minutes, Easleyville 28 minutes, Liverpool 28 minutes, and then Tangipahoa in 47 minutes. And so that's for the cell over in Louisiana regarding the hail core with that one. Still definitely looks like the cell is trying to weaken here, moving into southern Lawrence County. But then again, if it's going through a mesocyclone handoff like it still looks like it is, I mean, there's still rotation on this thing. So, I mean, don't be fooled because this cell's done this before. So it might be recycling, and so that's why it's looking like it's weakening. Because honestly, it looks like the hail core is coming back a little bit on this cell. So don't let the cell fool you. It's been doing this for a while, probably fooling me, I guess I should say. It looks like it was weakening there for a second, but looks like it might be potentially strengthening again. Anyway, still large hail with this severe thunderstorm warning for southern Lawrence County. For North Mississippi, these storms will be moving out here very shortly out of Monroe County, and these will be moving into Alabama. But overall, across northern Mississippi, plenty of flood warnings. Fayette County, New Albany, Tupelo, Iuka, Corinth not included in that, but plenty of flood warnings up there regarding all the rain that has fallen. Few flash flood warnings. Those include Baldwin and also include Red Bay, Alabama. But then looking at severe weather, right now, this is about to completely move out of here. Right now, completely over Westville, Mormon Springs, Greenwood Springs, Priestville, and Splunge. This is moving off to the east and will eventually move over Gatman and move into Alabama here within the next 15 to 30 minutes. We're going to keep the view like this to see both of these storms right now as they're moving through southern Mississippi and I don't know what portion of Louisiana this is considered western, northwestern. I mean, it's not northwestern Louisiana. I'll just say western Louisiana. Look at the cell down here. I mean, look at that. Wow. That quickly developed a really good looking hook. This storm looks to be in fairly good conditions right now. We're going to have to watch this one. That just formed a hook very fast. And that's almost as textbook as it becomes. 2-inch size hail with this system. Lime size, hen egg size, however you want to call it. Big hail on this storm here. This is saying lime. This is saying lime size. We're going to go with egg size hail. Probably a little easier to put it into consideration here. This is a strong storm. It's producing a hook like we're seeing here, producing rotation. Large hail predicted with this storm from the National Weather Service. That is some of the largest potential hail that we've seen all day. That is the largest that the National Weather Service has put out today, actually. It's 2-inch hail. If this cell produces a tornado, I don't even think this is in the 2% area. Let's find out. Is it right on the cusp? It is, but is it in the tornado risk? No. So this tornado, if it produced, it's not even in the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for tornadoes today. So definitely something to look into if that happens. Anyways, this cell looks very healthy right now. Still several factors that would need to come together for this to produce a tornado. But overall, one of the best looking cells we've seen today. I don't know, I've said that a few times, but this one looking really good right now. Back towards southern Lawrence County, not seeing anything on radar here. Definitely some large hail up in there. Quarter size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds moving from southeastern Lincoln County into southern Lawrence County right now. Up in North Mississippi, the severe thunderstorm warning will be basically out of the state here very soon. And then we will be able to definitely 100% focus on the severe weathers going on in South Mississippi and in Louisiana. Tornado warning. There it is. There it is. Tornado warning now. This is heading to the south towards Amite City. Radar indicated with lime-sized hail here. I'm gonna have to try to get a camera on this. Wow. I mean, definitely some rotation in there, but this is now a tornado warned storm in our parishes north of the Mississippi River down in Louisiana. So this tornado warning includes southern Helena Parish. Sorry, I can't pronounce this. Southern St. Helena Parish, and east central East Feliciana Parish. So tornado warning down there. This is heading off to the south towards Amite City. Places included in this include McKnight Crossing, Bluff Creek, Grangeville, Gilead. This is basically over Louisiana Highway 63 right now, moving off to the south or to the east southeast. And so this will cross over Louisiana Highway 37 soon and will eventually move towards Pine Grove and Jack. This will probably move south to Greensburg, Louisiana, is what it looks like right now. But new tornado warning there in Louisiana. National Weather Service in New Orleans not taking any chances today. But well-defined look there, oh my. That's We had a textbook cell earlier in terms of what it looks like on radar. This might even take the cake for best looking cell today. 2-inch size hail and a tornado warning on this one. Luckily, the velocity is not looking all that great. I want to look at the correlation coefficient. This is your debris radar. Not seeing anything with that right now. So that's good. I'm going to see if I can find a camera on this one. This one might be a little bit harder to find. Did it go back to North Mississippi? Did they allow that to expire? They did. So no more severe thunderstorm warnings across northern Mississippi. Now we get to focus on this down in South Mississippi and our parishes north of the river in Louisiana. More focusing on this one in Louisiana. This one looks very vital. Not vital. I keep saying vital. Looks like it's in a very. I'm not even going to try to say it. This one's in a very, very good atmosphere here, considering just look at that shape of this storm. I'm trying to get us a traffic cam here, so that's why I'm kind of stalling just a little bit on this one. But if you're in this section of Louisiana towards Gilead, if you're in Gilead, you need to be in your safe spot. This is right over Louisiana Highway 63. We'll have to cross over Louisiana Highway 960 very soon. Looking at velocity, I mean, that's a tight couplet right over Gilead right now. I'm not seeing anything on the correlation coefficient, so that's good. You don't want to see debris being lofted. But overall, that's a really good looking cell there. Almost looks too hooked here. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I doubt we'll have a traffic cam on this one. This is in the middle of rural Louisiana. Yeah, we don't have anything close to this, unfortunately. See if there's another camera I can get on this. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yep, definitely nothing we can look at here. Still monitoring this one in southern Mississippi, but overall, definitely our attention focuses on the people here in western Louisiana. Like I said, if you're in Gilead, you should be in your safe spot right now. Moving off to the south, if you're in Bluff Creek, Grangeville, Pine Grove, Jack, you should be in your safe spot, or even if you're along the Louisiana Highway 37 corridor near Grangeville. These are the only two cells that we're looking at across any of our Mississippi viewing area or even uh, our Louisiana parishes. But I mean, this is some good looking rotation there. New severe thunderstorm warning issued for East Valenciana and St. Helena parishes. That's just updated. 2 inch, 2 inch hail. You do see that right with that. That is hen egg sized hail. Cell in southern Lawrence County still has some spin on it, but overall, I mean, they're not even looking at it for a potential tornado threat because really, this cell has really gotten really small here recently. Probably still some hail in there, but this cell doesn't look like it can hold on too much longer there in southern Lawrence County. I gotta plug in my phone. Give me 2 seconds. Well, they just updated the tornado warning there. What is it updated for? I guess they cut it off a little bit. Put these side by side. Going to continue to plan this out now. Um, just go ahead and put that on reflectivity. This is what we're looking at right now. Okay, so not a lot of communities over here right now. Gilead, this will be over you in 1 minute. Jack in 20 minutes. Montpelier in 30 minutes, and Hillsdale in 30 minutes. So not a lot of communities through this region, but definitely lots of people that live in rural Louisiana that need to be accounted for. So that's where we're sitting. This is in the middle of St. Helena and East Valenciana parishes. Looks like this storm might be struggling a little bit now. That's what they've been doing a good bit tonight is they look decent. Like these storms look dangerous for about, I say 15 to 20 minutes. And then they kind of spin themselves back into their parent cell and then they try to do it all over again. So usually this is a good sign. It means the atmosphere is struggling to produce anything. And that's what we want to continue to see. Here's what I'm going to do real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn this off real quick. I'm gonna restart the radar application. I think that might be what's going on. It's been open for a while. All right, let's bring it back. Okay, here we go. Back again. Yeah, it's a very weird one. It's not like one of those where like everyone gets rain. It's just like certain people get heavy storms and that's it. Really. Over there towards Pearl River County, and you're absolutely clear over there for now. I mean, you're gonna get some rain later, more than likely, but overall, looking fine. Overall, very broad rotation now for this tornado warning uh, over in St. Helena and East Valenciana parishes, but definitely not looking as good as it did earlier in terms of rotation, and that's a good thing for all of us. So I still think that we should build a Skycam network across southern Mississippi and those parishes in Louisiana north of the river. I need to find out what this region's called. Like, do we have a specific region name for this? They're called the Florida parishes. Is that what they're called? Is this true? Can I get confirmation? Is that region known as the Florida parishes? Is that what I need to call them? As the Florida parishes? Okay. South Mississippi and the Florida parishes. Okay. Good to know for advertising sakes. Because that's 100% what we're going to do. And I know we've talked about this the last few nights. If we decide to cut off North Mississippi, we will be doing South Mississippi and the Florida parishes. The Mississippi storm is not holding up at all. This thing has weakened drastically in the last few minutes. Um, looks like the hell core is gone. Looks like this might just be becoming heavy rain at this point. Still a supercell technically. Still some rotation in there. Still rotating updraft. But overall, that cell is basically come and gone now. It's not nearly as strong as it was. It's very weak now. Still 2-inch size hail, they were saying, with that tornado warning there, and with that severe thunderstorm warning over in St. Helena and East Valenciana parishes. Or is that West Valenciana? East Valenciana parishes. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, if we decide to do South Mississippi, which is very likely, and then these parishes north of the river, the Florida parishes, that'll be our region. I don't see any reason to not do the Florida parishes. Um, it makes sense. There's no reason not to do them. But let me read this Wikipedia article. Sorry about that. Um, so mesoscale discussion, watch unlikely. They still believe it. Okay. A storm or two may persist into the evening, and the short-term coverage and longevity of severe potential is not expected to warrant a watch. They still believe a weak tornado is possible, winds up to 60 miles an hour, and then hail anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 inches is possible. Wow. Um, they're still not counting out a brief tornado. I'm actually going to bring up that mesoscale discussion if I can. They updated the severe thunderstorm warning, now only reading um, golf ball size hail with these storms there in Louisiana. I still don't want to forget that if the Storm Prediction Center, if there's a tornado down here in Louisiana, it was not in the Storm Prediction Center's radar for storms today. I thought it was possible 100%, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. They might get it right here, depending on if something spins up. Let's see, SPC products, mesoscale discussion. Is this out yet? Yep, there it is. I agree. There's still high winds here. Definitely something to watch. Hmm. I'm not even going to post the mesoscale discussion. I don't see any reason to cause an uproar about a cell that might die here soon. So, yeah, no reason for me to cause uproar by posting this mesoscale discussion. I shouldn't do that. So I'm not going to. But yeah, still conditions favorable for severe weather across the Florida parishes and South Mississippi. And the severe thunderstorm warning is now gone in Mississippi. So, in terms of actually being in Mississippi, no more severe weather warnings right now. But for our Florida parishes, still a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning down there. For golf ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and a tornado being possible. Overall, not seeing any imminent threats here. That's where we're sitting right now. The Florida parishes on the east side of the Mississippi River, an area also known as the North Shore or North Lake region, are eight parishes in the southeastern portion of the U.S. state of Louisiana. The Florida parishes were part of what was known as West Florida in the 18th and 18th and early 19th century. Okay, that makes sense. I knew it was owned by Florida at some point. I just didn't know it was I didn't know it was known as the Florida parishes. Is the sun starting to peek out? What time is sunset? I know it's getting dark out there. See, what time is it? Oh, it's right there. It's 6:48. So yeah, sun should be going down here soon. This is the one cell we're looking at now for the rest of our time being for now. But look at this. I mean, all of a sudden now this cell has that classic kidney bean shape again. So definitely going to have to keep watching it. But then again, this is also this cell pulling out moisture from south of it. So it looks pretty bad right now. Like it looks like it has that bad shape. But overall, some of that portion of the radar is young clouds moving into this storm. So not really a big uproar. Real quick, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, please. All right, I'm back. I know I have food waiting on me, but we have weather that I can't pronounce words. We got weather to cover. I can eat later. It's just down to chocolate bar. It's actually fairly cold in this office right now. Overall, we're just watching these cells right now, or this one cell really, for the potential of a tornado. I'm not seeing it for right now, but overall, still something to watch to say the least. It just shortened the tornado warning. The hail is now not a factor with the tornado warning, but that expires in 23 minutes. Okay. Still a good looking cell here, to say the least. Might not look the best on velocity, but they now cut it off, and now it's only St. Helena Parish. Or St. Helena? Is it St. Helena or St. Helena Parish? Let's find out. Find out together. St. Helena. Is this correct, guys? St. Helena Parish? St. Helena Parish. Okay. Sorry, I was still stuck in my um London, England English. That is kind of a struggle whenever you go overseas for several weeks and you start speaking European English, and now you get a little confused. I spent several weeks in London, England, in the capital region of England. Very fun. 6.5 weeks there on a mission trip. That was very fun. Had a great time. Learned a lot. Learned a lot about different cultures and everything. If this tornado warning expires, I might go off for a while until um, until we see any threats again. So that might be it for the rest of the night after this tornado warning expires, which is in about 20 minutes. And honestly, they might get rid of that beforehand too. I enjoyed London. London was interesting. There's some sketchy parts of um, the region of London. It's so weird. Like you tell people you went to London, it's like, oh, the city? Like, it's not really a city. It's more of like a small state. I mean, if we're just being real, I mean, you have the city of London, but that's more of like a banking region. So, London was, I had a great time in London. Overall, this rotation does not look impressive at all. I mean, I don't want to be here and miss a small tornado. That would not be great. My goal is to always be here for every tornado I can be. So, at least the good thing about having multiple people whenever we're back in Starkville, I can easily take a break and we can have someone else doing the live stream. That's usually what's great about having multiple people. Um, but here during spring break, I'm by myself. So I've been live since 2 o'clock. So it's been right at 5 hours. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit, especially because we did this on Saturday. So then we got to run it back on Wednesday too. So it just dropped the severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like the hail threat might have gone away. Curious to see what they do here with the tornado warning. This cell's starting to not look great right now. They dropped this tornado warning. I'm gonna go for now and go get food, and then if anything happens, I'll be live again. But overall, I mean, this rotation looks pretty poor. I wouldn't be shocked if they cancel the tornado warning here very soon. It looks good. Like it has that shape sort of, but whenever you can't tell where the ball of this is, it shows you that there's definitely a contaminated cell here. Um, Severe thunderstorm warning expires in 1 minute. I think they let it expire. New special weather statement. This includes Starkville up in North Mississippi. This is expires in 47 minutes, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and marble size hail. That is for Southern Clay County, Western Chickasaw County, I believe. Northern Actibaha County, Northeastern Webster County, and Southwestern Clay counties. It's on the wrong, wrong county. They replaced it with a special weather statement for this region where this was 40-mile-an-hour winds and half-inch hail. So, um, yeah, definitely a good thing I didn't put in that mesoscale discussion because I think this will be allowed to expire or will be deleted here soon. This tornado warning. Overall, it says there's 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Where are those at? One over in Arizona. Where's the other one? There's 2. Where's the other one? Maybe that just hasn't updated. Yeah, near Monticello, you're gonna be fine. Just some overall rain, maybe some lightning. That cell that's dying still in southern Lawrence County, but overall that'll be allowed to move out of here before too long. Yeah, this cell looks like it's falling apart now. I'm not worried about the tornado warning on this one. So I'm actually probably about to go offline, get some food. Um, and we'll see if we have anything later. But overall, I think the severe weather threat's gone with this cell. I mean, it's weakened now. They removed the severe thunderstorm warning, so just not looking like we're going to see anything with this one. So that's a good thing. We were live for right at 5 hours, so finally get to go eat. That's going to be nice. But anyways, thank you all for watching Magnolia State Weather. For all the people that are still here, I know the weather kind of ended a while ago for Mississippi. Um, I'll jump back live if we have anything interesting come up. But overall, I mean, it's not even really one of those situations where I say have your phone on in case you need some warnings. But just in case, keep your phone on, keep alerts on. Turn on the notifications for Magnolia State Weather if you need it. And basically, um, when we come back live, it'll give you a notification if you do that. But anyways, thank you all for watching Magnolia State Weather. I'm going to go for now. I'll give you all updates on Wednesday's severe weather risk. But anyways, thank y'all and God bless. God bless. Sorry, I cut off the mic there early.